Welcome back to Budapest and the Hungary Ring. Infamous for its tight, narrow corners that force the drivers to constantly be on top form. No doubt, we're in for a great race here today. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungary Ring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, we are back. Formula 4 Racing. We are at Hungary here at the Hungary Ring in Budapest. And with me, well, to the left of me anyway, is the inaugural champ of Formula 4 Racing. And that is none other than the amigo, Infamous Pillars. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you, Skate. I hope you're well, mate. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully, a good race. Obviously, we know it's a DRS train sort of track, but we can always hope for different.
That's exactly right, mate. I'm just letting these boys know when to ready up. Just sending the message out in the paddock as we speak. And that's all done. So we should get some green ticks and get this one underway. Now, while we've sort of got a bit of a lull, while we're waiting for the boys to load in, of course, there is the pots, of course, and they are up on your screen now. So you can see them for yourselves there, folks at home. Pot 1, Pot 2, Pot 3, and Pot 4. That is how they stand. And while I do know from a couple of lads are looking to make a dent in their own pots, not giving any names away, of course. And while we are missing, unfortunately, this week, we are missing 2-5 and we are missing Bopton. So, well, they are missing and we have got some reserves in place, of course. One of Tabbed and the other one of Jodaku, and we welcome him and Tabbed to Formula 4, of course. There is the combined championship tables, folks, and Hello Kitty have started to stretch their lead a little bit there, Pills, on 437 points. Oh, and hang on a minute, we have been welcomed by the royalty man, Popcorn Man. Snooey is in the chat. Snooey, how are you, my friend? I hope you're well. And no, we did not have any late dropouts, otherwise I certainly would have got you in, brother. But yes, that is it there. And your team there, Pills, Golf Racing, excuse me, just starting to climb their way up a little bit, just a little bit off there, off Jaguar Racing. And you can see them for yourselves, of course, you being a Golf Racing driver. And here are the Aussie standings. So Nodsty, have a look at the lad, just doing his thing. And on 118 points there, Pills, Nat Hammer, he's starting to creep up a little bit. On 89 points, he has jumped 2-5 there. 2-5 he is missing this week, as we did touch on. And yeah, on 87 points, Macedonian, well, the leading Hello Kitty car there in that standing in P4 on 85 points. Now, I'm going to get rid of them for you as well, because we're about to get stuck into this one. And I'll bring up all the telemetries for you boys and girls at home and get this happening. Just give me 1 second, folks. There we go. She's all done. So yes, Droftas is in the chat, and he's of course he is Team Hello Kitty there, Pills, as you're well and truly aware. And yeah, exactly. And Snooey's just.
I am now saying nothing before I get ripped on from him. So.
Well, it did take you long enough there, Pills. Of course. At least it's lesson well learned, my friend.
Has to be.
Exactly right.
You just get depression if you keep listening to him.
Well, we've got Snooey in the chat throwing a bit of stick, and yeah, these boys, I tell you what, these guys are lucky that Snooey, that bloke, isn't racing, and that is brilliant from Snooey. Yes, he is a quality racer. Had the pleasure of commentating him and well, involved with him in another league, of course, and he was the champion of last season in another league, of course, and well, hats off to you too, Snooey, and well deserved in the end, of course. Droftas is throwing stick Snooey's way, so that's all good fun. We've got Macedonian. Well, there you go. He's flying the Aussie banner, is Masso. And yeah, Ricardo, baby, most indeed, mate. It was great to see him on the podium, Pills, albeit P1. And well, yeah, absolutely love that, mate. I think every Aussie stayed up well past their bedtime. And well, we've got a new follower, and that is Snooey. So welcome, Snooey. Yes, thank you for following the channel. And yes, we do hope you're well, of course. I'm going to see if one of these I tried to fix them the other week. I was going to see if they work. I'm going to try this one out. Yeah, they work, Pills. Yes, they work. So we've got we've got some cars out on track. I do apologise, and it is Nodsty, the first one to blink. The championship leader is Mr. Nodsty in that race. That is Rockstar Racing there, Pills. Almost called it a racing point there for a second there, buddy.
Well, you should know the teams by now, guys. We're 7 weeks in.
I think I should. We've got Nat Hammer in the chat. Yes, Nat, how are you, my friend? And yes, Danny Rick, the legend. He most certainly is, mate. Flying the Aussie flag for us down here. And of course, let's not forget a bit of Oscar Piastri action in the F2, of course, there for guys. Oscar Piastri took his first F2 win and on the weekend as well. So congratulations to him. And we certainly do have another Aussie up and coming, and not bad for a country with only 26 million people. So fantastic for all the Aussie boys and girls there at home. And yes, Ramsell, welcome to the chat. Oi, 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 indeed. And yes, Nodsty getting us underway here, Pills.
Yeah, definitely not the championship leader heading down towards turn 1 now. And ideally down the second up to 4th, and you want to wait like a half second before you put that DRS on, or you do find yourself trying to get to Hogwarts, really, with that one on the right hand side. But he's kept it quite steady for the first sector. Now his left-hander, you want to drop it just down 1 gear, and you want to take some of that inside curve. You want to have about half the car over that. Just so the car, Beans has binned it.
Beans has binned it? Oh, that is disastrous for Rip the Beans. He was pumped up for a good result, was the lad. And, well, unfortunate for Beans, as you can see on that trap map, just at the start of Sector 2.
He's right in the middle of the track, right in the middle.
Ouch. So there you go. So his teammate had to navigate that very, very nicely. I do believe that must have been the Stig, because Darkness is still in the pit lane. So Nodsty, well, he's tackling this track quite well. Very tricky here at the Hungaro ring. And there is Rip the Beans himself. Oh boy, yes, oh boy indeed, Beansy. But Nodsty coming around that last corner, DRS wing wide open. He sets a 1:15.149. Now behind him is a Hello Kitty car. Now I'm just trying to pick up who that is there, Pills. Is it a Hello Kitty? It's a white dot, and it doesn't say Hello Kitties. It could be tabbed, and yes, oh no, it's not tabbed. I'm not sure who that is there, but yeah, that white dot that is behind that Team Jaguar, there he is, and well, Darkness Abyss has made an appearance. Smakinder is out there on an outlap as well there, mate. Who is on a fly?
Wait, which one? Are you on about the white dot that's just heading towards Sector 2 now?
Yeah.
The Shack.
Where is Shacky boy?
The Shack and
Oh, there he is.
yeah.
Well, must have been the mate. I'll put that down to old eyes. I do apologise, folks.
Well, I was going to say you are about 80 years old.
Love you too, Pills. Jodaku is about to set his first lap here in Formula 4, and well, that must have just been a cider. And well, according to that, he's got the wrong livery on. Well, maybe that's just a livery glitch, but that is Jodaku. Now let's pay that special on my screen. His little dot is orange, so that's going to be difficult for us to pick up, but there he is there, of course. And the Stig is next, I do believe, in the line, and the Stig's coming around, well, where is he? The second last corner now, and there is the pit lane. So the Stig, Jaguar Racing, Pills. Now this lad is a pot 4 driver, has impressed throughout this, well, so far this season, only round 7, as the Stig sets a 1:15.5, if you don't mind there, mate. And tabbed, I have mistabbed, but he is another debutant as a reserve. He puts himself on top of that timing tree with a 1:14.9, if you don't mind. Who else is out there? Macedonian is underway, getting his lap underway, of course. We've also got out there Mr. Smakinder.
Old boy's out.
Whoa, old boy is out. So we've lost 3 cars there, Pills. We have lost Rip the Beans, Darkness Abyss, and old boy. So, well,
it's a really weird place to lose it from old boy, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be second phase, maybe a bit of traction loss, because you don't expect someone to lose it there, or he's just come into it too hot. But not looking great at the moment for Jaguar. 2 out.
as we welcome a new follower. That is Iviano. How are you, my friend? I hope you're well. This is Formula 4 Racing. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is the multiplayer version. We have 5 teams, 4 drivers in each team. And what you're seeing on screen, that is Team Jaguar of Smakinda. And he's put himself on top of the tree with a 1 minute 14.1 there, Pills.
Definitely, yeah. Smakinda obviously needs a good week this week.
He certainly does.
Bit of a hard week for Jaguar in the Australian division. Anyway, Johnny's out as well. So if he's lost 4, you need to lose 1 more from this session.
That's exactly right.
Smakinda, because he nearly binned it off.
Well, there you go.
But Smakinda, after a hard week last week, he needs a good week this week.
He certainly does need a good week. He certainly does need a good week. I mean, he has impressed since he's come in. But, well, there you go. We are only looking for one more driver. We have lost Rip the Beans, Darkness Abyss, Johnny M4, and TCF Old Boy. We are watching TRL Bozza, and that is the Bozman. That is Golf Racing. That is your team there, Pills, and in the UK division, of course. And as Bozza comes around this last corner now, let's just see what time he can do. DRS wing wide open. He sets a 1 minute 15.037, and that is good enough for P4 at the moment, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. Just on board with Mofos on a set of mediums, which is a strange call here. I mean, normally you'd want those mediums for Q2.
Well, maybe, just maybe, Pills, we might be getting some weather during the race, perhaps, mate. And maybe he's thinking, well, if it's going to be a wet race, I might as well spend me mediums in a Q1. Get them out of the way. I get an extra set of softs for Q2 and Q3. And maybe that's the way he's thinking. Of course, we have no idea what the weather is doing in this one as, one slick mofo is just cooling himself down, getting out of the way of an approaching car. And that is Chasey Dane. And Chasey Dane, is he on a flyer? We'll just keep an eye on Chasey to see what he's doing. And yes, he is a pot 4 driver. That is Monster Energy, folks. And no, Chasey is putting that one in the pit lane. Mofo prepping himself for another lap. And we've got Nat Hammer currently out on track in the first sector. Let's stay on board with Nat just to see how he approaches this. This is Monster Energy. Now, this guy here is quick. He doesn't give up. And he's always there and thereabouts. Let's just see. Of course, this is only Q1. And he's another one on the mediums there, Pills. So, interesting to see which way these boys are going. Like I said, we have no idea which way this weather is going to go. And if there is anyone in the chat there, of course, in the lobby, just give us a bit of a heads up on which way this weather is going to go. Not too sure, but yes, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get some wet stuff during the Grand Prix here, Pills.
Yeah, it seems that way. You wouldn't really see mediums being used to Q1, especially around here with the tire deck so high. So hopefully someone comes in clutch with the weather report for us, but from now until then, I'm just still a bit amazed. But
well, there you go. Nat Hammer sets a 1 minute 16.012, and that puts him P9 for now, Pills. We'll flick down to the man himself, the groomer. Here he is there, Mr. Suicide 5. And P16 at the moment, yet to set a lap. That is Hello Kitty. And no, Slippery Tuna. Holy moly, that is a blast from the past.
Nat Hammer's gone straight on at turn 1.
Well, there you go. Nat is out of this session, and we're just looking for these lads to set a valid lap. And Suicide 5 coming around that last corner now. He sets a 15.8. That puts him P8, P9, excuse me. And this is on PlayStation, Slippery. I hope you're well, my friend. And you should recognise my voice. I definitely know who you are, and I hope you're well there, Slippery, as I have just missed Kyotonic's lap, and Kyotonic on his first run set a 1 minute 17.4 there, Pills. I missed the Fury Strat out there as well. Excuse me, yet to set a time. There's still plenty of time left in this session, folks. And like I said, 7 minutes. So these boys just need to putt around, set a valid lap. Well, at least beat Nat Hammer's 1 minute... Well, he's out anyway, so at least beat Nat Hammer's 1 minute 16.0, and that's all good. She's done. So, uneventful to say the least, as there is another car. I'm not too sure who... there was a car just getting out of the way. It must have been Brad Tay. No, Brad Tay's just getting us underway, but Fury, here he is there, Mr. Hello Kitty. This tricky last corner. Very good if you hook it up, but you lose so much time if you don't. And Fury's looking to keep well within track limits there. So it's a 1 minute 14.9. Not bad from Mr. Fury Strat. And that puts him P3. Suicide 5 going for a second run.
Yeah, and the only person we need to settle that time is Brad Tate. He's obviously on track now. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of time Brad Tate can do, because he's kind of under the radar. Because isn't he a pot 4 driver by any chance? I think.
Brad Tate,
Pot 4?
Brad Tate is a pot 4 driver. Yes, he certainly is.
Yeah, and he's doing really well, to be fair to him. Obviously, had a couple of unexpected results.
Yeah, definitely.
Has he had a win this year?
Well, we call Brad Tay Mr. Well, he's just invalidated, Pills, as we talking him up. But yes, he is Mr. Inconspicuous, as I call him. He's always there and thereabouts, goes about his business like nobody's business. He's just flies under the radar. And if just ask Blue Dog about Mr. Brad Tay, he will fill you in, of course. But yes, Brad Tay getting himself ready for another lap as we welcome, Mazzaspin finally followed the channel. And well, there you go. Pilly's input on your mic is maxed out. His pillar's a bit quiet there, Xerxes, because I can fix him up my end a little bit. But if he's too loud, I can fix that up as well. So just give us a heads up on what is required there, my friend. 5 minutes remaining in this Q1 session. He is not quiet. He is distorted. Oh, there you go. So, Pills, you might have to you might have to turn down your sensitivity just a slight little bit there, my friend. But we are watching Brad.
I turned it down already, but I'll turn it down a little bit more.
Okay. That's not a problem. Our voices the volumes are coming through good. Must be that high quality mic you've got there, Pills. I'm only joking.
Okay.
I'm only joking. Boom, ching, there it is, folks. And yes, Brad Tay. Well, is he finally going to set a lap? There he is there, keeping well within the track limits, which is what we like to see, of course. Yes, turn 9. There it is there, turn 9. Sorry, I just paint a bit of an homage to the...
Look what you've done, Gav. Look what you've done.
Oh, I didn't mean to, Pills. And you know it's all love there, brother. The boys do love you. And there, Brad Tay sets a 1:16.2. And, Kyotonic, there he is there, sitting in the pit lane. He just needs to go slightly quicker than what he's been before. And he will go through. We have lost Nat Hammer.
I've got a bit of news on the weather, though. It's full wet for 30 minutes at the start and then dries from then on.
There you go. So, as we welcome...
Batman Boz coming in hot.
Bozza, where is... Who else?
That's private stuff, I guess.
We've got Walker in the chat. How are you, my friend? Behave. No, I'm only joking. Good to see you in the chat, Walker. I hope you're well there, mate. We are watching here at the Hungaro Ring. The Aussie boys here in Formula 4 Racing tackle this one. And yes, Brad Tay, I think he is... Oh, except for Kyotonic. Or who is that just made an appearance out on track? Yes, it is Kyotonic. He must have heard the call, and he has come out on an outlap. All the boys are in the pit lane. Yes, they can choose to retire if they like. They are all safe. We have lost the 5 knockouts, of course. And now I understand where that's all going. I get you, Xerxes. I get you, mate. Very, very fun. You almost had me going there for a second. But yes, Brad Tay, well, he's just burning his softs around, just putting around this track. Got plenty of fuel on board, does the lad, obviously. But yes, we'll flick down to Kyotonic. There he is there. Monster Energy. And I like what he's got above his halo. Keep calm. No heroics into Santavot. So, well, that's good advice for anybody. And we've got Bopton in the chat. Yes, Bopton is a full-time driver, but unfortunately cannot make it. Could not make it this one anyway. And Nat Hammer is learning the ins and outs of playing F1 while being distracted. Great to see Nat Hammer. But yes, Kyotonics, away he goes to get his lap underway on the soft compound. He just needs to beat Nat Hammer's time of a 1:16.0, and he is safe.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, big lap though. Obviously, you push a little bit too hard, and it's then game over, and you look like an idiot. But especially when there's so many people out of the session already.
I like just straight out with it there, Pills. Look like an idiot. Whack. No sugarcoating. And there you go. The infamous one, the Amigo, calls it as he sees it there.
Well, I mean, I'm not wrong though. I mean, with the amount of people that's out already, I mean, you might as well literally just tiptoe around and just find yourself a decent enough time. You don't need to. Pole isn't one in Q1.
Exactly right,
It
Pills.
doesn't. Q1 and Q2 mean pretty much nothing.
And dropped us in the chat as well. And yeah, he's sending his love your way there, Pills. But yes, Kyotonic, here he comes now. Around that, oh, he got very close to that pit. Whoa, he's gone wide. He's gone wide. The game lets him keep it. He sets a 1 minute 16.1. That is safe. He is through. And that is, well, Q1 done and dusted. So while the boys are still putting around, there's not much action out on track. Let's bring up these drivers' championship tables again, Pills? What do you reckon, mate? We'll bring them up, and there they are. Like I said, we got to, I think it was Macedonian last time. Bozza's sitting in P5. Golf Racing, I tell you what, Bozza being the highest golf racing lad, tell you what, these golf racing boys need to fire up at some point. One Slick Mofo, P8. He's starting to creep his way up the top there, but Mr. Fury Strat, P6 in Hello Kitty there. The Stig doing a phenomenal job, as I did touch on earlier, in Jaguar Racing on 63 points. Mofo, there he is there. Blue Dog, Rockstar Racing, 57 points, tied with Mofo. And Shaq has, he did have a Grand Prix win, of course, and he's starting to fire up now. So these boys that are towards the middle, I was just paying a bit of respect to the chat there, and Bopton saying he is coming, don't worry. And yes, Bopton, we are waiting, mate, we are waiting. And there are the pots, and there they are there. So excuse me. So on top of pot one, obviously not Nodsty, Nat Hammer, Mofo, Shaq, and Smakinda. And then pot two, as you can see there, we are missing 2-5, as I did touch on before. Macedonian, Rip the Beans, Johnny M4, and Old Boy, of course. Pot three, Bozza. Smashing that one out with, on top of that one, with Mr. Fury Strap, Blue Dog, Kyotonic, and Darkness Abyss. And have a look at pot four. The Stig has just gone wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Great balls of fire. And he is on top. P1 there with 63 points.
Yeah, definitely. There are a few still far up now. I mean, it's still early doors in the season. There's how many? 21 races we've got? 20 races, something like that?
Yeah. Well, obviously with a new patch coming.
A lot of points to play for.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, the 3 new tracks soon to be added, of course. Yes, that is the reason why we have gone early today, folks. And there is a patch update. We are in the lobby. We are racing. We are good to go. And Q2 to fire up shortly. There is no one out on track there, Pills. So we'll just pay a bit of homage to the chat. And Samo saying, don't worry, I'll be first in a minute. Yes, that's exactly right there, mate. So there we go. So as we wait for the timing screens, there it is there. So have a look at Smakinda. Smakinda with a bit of a flex there, mate, with a 1 minute 14.192. Have a look at that, 7/10, albeit a Q1 session, but the reserve of Tabbed doing his thing as well. P2 he is. Mr. Fury Strat, well, all of a sudden he's Portuguese, is Mr. Fury Strat. And yeah, not too far off Tab's time. We'll go down to who we lost. So yes, excuse me, we have lost Nat Hammer, Chasey Dane, Rip the Beans, Darkness Abyss, Johnny M4, and TCF Old Boy.
Not really the ideal session for those boys, really, is it?
Definitely not. We've been welcomed with the presence of the Old Boy. Footy Dad, that is him, aka Old Boy, and he is saying he is stupid. He binned it on the outlap, and he is laughing. Well, you've got a monumental task ahead of you, Old Boy, and as you know, with this one, the cleaner you are, the less on-track penalties, no damage, and no spinnerellas, and you should be fine, mate. So just see who's the first one to blink here, Pills.
I think we'll get a lot of bags at the start. And then probably push after that. So
of course,
only 14. They're only losing another 4 now, though. So
Well, hang on a minute. Of course it is him, Mr. Fury Strat. This lad loves a bit of airtime. And to be honest with you, Pills, his pace has improved a hell of a lot on this game, mate. It has been quite impressive to see. That Team Hello Kitty has got a team under their belt, of course, and they are leading the combined championship tables, the combined constructor tables, I should say. And, well, there you go. It does show with some boys to make amends. And there you go. There you go. Chasey Dane is in the chat, and Chasey, I do hope, I do hope you did catch that quote. But yes, that is all done and dusted. Another one bites the dust, my friend. And Footy Dad is saying it is wet, wet, wet. So Bopton Banana Blues, of course. Old boy being a Queenslander, Banana Blues, can see where Bopton's coming from. Let's not delve into that one, Bopton? But yes, Mr. Fury Strat, well, getting well and truly out of the way. Who is that behind him? And that must be Nodsty. It certainly is. So Nodsty loves to get out first and loves to get this one underway. And, well, he's about to get his hot lap in this Q2 session underway in any minute now.
Is indeed. They look like a fresh set, so I'd imagine this will just be maybe his one timed run of this session. You wouldn't want to burn through too many sets. You don't want to really burn through 2 sets of softs there for no reason. But you know what's going to be interesting is that crossover point from the dry track to the from the wet track to the dry track. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
Who ends up trying to go aggressive on a double soft, maybe?
Oof, well, Pills.
Depends how long it lasts for.
Exactly right, mate. I mean, you know better than anyone else, of course, there, mate. And, well, that is the art of it all, reading when it is crossover time. Now, if you can get that one down, Pat, usually in good stead for the rest of the Grand Prix, but there is still plenty of water. There's still plenty of water under the bridge to go yet as Nodsty through this second sector, and here he is now doing this so well. Very, very clean is the lad. His lines are absolutely impeccable, and let's just see what he can do. Now, this is turn 9. Now, these boys have been instructed to stay within track limits, as Nodsty does there quite well, and yes, let's just see what time he can set. So far, so good, Pills, and he will be the benchmark.
Yeah, definitely is very smooth for Nodsty, as we expect from the championship leader. But this track can make you look like a hero in 1 second and 0 the next. There's a 1:14.5 from Nodsty. It's a great benchmark time at the moment. Mr. Fury is second off that at the moment. As we have got yellow flags somewhere for some reason. Stick with a 15.6 as well, plus some P3.
And your man Bozza coming around that last corner now. His first lap in this Q2 session is a 15. Is it a 16? It's a 17.3. So he's going to have to go again, I do believe there, mate. Who else is out there?
Yeah, but he slowed down. He just slowed down for the line, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. He certainly did. So, there was the defense of the golf racing boys right there, folks. You heard it first here at Formula 4.
And he didn't use any ERS either. So he has 100% ERS.
She's all good. She's all good, mate. Spakinda, here he is now. Now, this guy has got some pace. This is Team Jaguar. Hang on a minute. Let's just see what he can do. He sets a 1 minute 15.2 as Mazzaspin has just subscribed. Thank you very much, Mazzaspin. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying this one. And, well, a long way to go. Just getting this one underway. Brad Tay is... Who else is out there on a time run? Brad Tay is yet to set a time. We're going to focus on him because he's furthest along here, and it's a 27.0 in that first sector. So green flag. So there must have been guys getting out of the way of others. That's why you see that track map go yellow, of course, in certain sectors. He has got traffic in front of him of a Hello Kitty. That looks like Shaq, and Shaq gets well and truly out of the way. Very, very good, Shaq. Thank you very, very much. As Brad Tay is on an absolute flyer here, Pills.
Yeah, definitely looked very good from Brad Tay so far.
No! He's out. Brad Tay is out. And that is disastrous, as we were talking about him. And he is out of this session. Unfortunately, we called all that on stream, folks. And, well, there you go. Brad Tay out of this session. He will be devastated. But Blue Dog is on a time run. His teammate in Rockstar Racing. Let's just see what Blue Dog can do. You've got Smakinda there getting out of the way as well. There is Brad Tay, as you can see that car, that stricken Rockstar Racing car on the side there, just after turn 9. Blue Dog looking very good good here too, Pills. Just wants to set a good, nice first early lap in a Q2 session. And let's just see what he can do. Blue Dog, a very good, consistent racer. DRS wing wide open. Sets a 1 minute 15.7, Pills.
Yeah, definitely not solid lap from Blue Dog there, really. Obviously, before you be in a party chat with Brad Tay, and it's the most off-putting thing when you're in a chat party with someone, especially like one of your teammates. You just gotta bind it. You get all sorts of doubt inside your head and thinking, well, what do I do now? Like, do I keep pushing or do I back off? Or I don't want to bin it as well. So, in the grand scheme of things, Blue Dog's done all right, but I'm sure there'll be a little bit of time there. As we've got the two reserves, Jodoku and Tabbed, both on laps as well. Both started their laps actually, through sector 1.
Exactly right. Tabbed is furthest along. So now this guy has got some pace as well. I used to call him Mr. Sandbags. I'll give you a bit of a story about that one, folks. I'm sure Tabbed won't mind. We were in a party chat many, many months ago, and he was just very new to the game, of course. And we were practicing Mexico there, Pills. And he was questioning me on all sorts of things like strat, as we welcome Samo to the stream. Samo, thank you very much for following. Much appreciated there, my friend. But yes, Tabbed was asking me all sorts of questions on strat and, when to push, so on and so forth. And his times in the practice session were nowhere near what he absolutely sent on qualifying. And he inherited the name Mr. Sandbags. All bit of a joke, tongue-in-cheek. Now, this guy's a great racer. He's improving as the weeks roll on. And this new game has just absolutely agreed with him. So here he comes now around this last corner. Mr. Tabbed. And DRS wing wide open. Let's just see what he does for his first run. It is a 14.4. And there you go. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. And that is done and dusted. Suicide 5 in the first sector. Jodoku will be next. And he sets a 16.0. That puts him P9 there, mate.
Yeah, definitely sort of lap from Tabbed. Yeah, just to put himself P1. Obviously, the track acclimatization now. You probably see these boys going out again with about 3 minutes left to go. Just sort of set those final runs, because track acclimatization around here is mental. So, but Tabbed, that was just on the side of the circuit. But Suicide 5 is Shaq has gone third with a 14.6. We've got his teammate Suicide 5. Probably the horniest man that I've ever met in my life.
He's
Let's just leave that one there. He's come around the final corner.
I think so, mate.
I think that's a story for another day.
It certainly is.
And that is going to be a 15.7 puts himself P9. So obviously Bozza and Mofo they're just in 12th and 13th for the vibes at the moment. The Golf Boys will they'll sort that one out. Don't worry.
So yes, as you did touch on, Mofo just gone through that first sector at 26.3. So we were paying, we did say with Brad Tay he was at a 27 flat, so that's a good 7/10 already. Now that is, we have got no track maps, colour sectors, if you so to speak, who's the fastest and so on and so forth. It must just be a glitch. We've got yellow flags and green flags, etc., but nothing to say when anyone's gone purple. That is something that I've noticed in this one already. Excuse me, as Mofo very, very close, right on the very edge there, as what Mofo does at his best. And here he comes now, this very, very tricky second to last corner. He's a late apex there, put the power down ever so slightly, and away he goes. Now, there's a bit of trail breaking into this last corner. Mofo has hooked that up very, very well. DRS wing wide open, there he goes. Golf Racing sets a 1 minute 14.3. P1, Pills, P1.
Yeah. Great stuff from Mofo there. Pushing the boundaries of the track limits, just being within them. Boz only in 11th, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of time there for Boz, or he'll have to quickly nip back in to get some softs on. But Mofo just on the limit. That was like Vettel in his prime. That I'm a fan of his work, Gav.
I know, I know, I know you are there, Pills, and yeah, of course, sharing the same team name, and well, there you go. We've got some chat in the chat. Schedule maintenance time, so let's hope it doesn't go to shit. Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope so, Droft. We are in a session. I've seen it with other leagues where they've been well and truly up and running and has not affected the lobby whatsoever. So let's just keep everything crossed as Kyotonics has worked out some tech and he's in the chat saying hello. So hello, Kyotonic, as Mr. Fury Strat is getting himself prepped. He's got himself prepped. He's going to go again. And there he is there. Who is in on a timed run? I think Bozza. Is it Bozza?
No, Boz is about a second down. So I'd imagine, yeah, he's going to pull it in, grab some softs on, and go again. But we've got Jidoku and Blue Dog just on their out laps as well, so I imagine they'll be starting very, very soon. Who's that Hello Kitty at the back?
That's Suicide 5 putting that one in the pit lane.
That looks like it's going to rain to me.
Well, it does ever so slightly. We've got not much action out on track here, folks.
Fury Strat.
As Chasey Dane has just gifted a sub. And there you go, Samo. Chasey has gifted you a sub. So thank you very, very much, Chasey Dane. Very much appreciated by you, my friend. And awesome, awesome stuff. Now, Mr. Fury Strat, as you did touch on there, mate, he's about to set another time run. This is starting to get real dark. Have a look at it. But yes, let's just see what Fury can do. He sets a 1 minute 14.4. And that is P2, if you don't mind.
It is indeed, and Bozza, you can see he's in the first garage. He's got a set of softs on. He's going out now, but he's going to have to get around quick because that rain looks imminent.
It certainly does, Pills.
Like that got dark very, very quick, and we know when it starts raining around Hungary, the track just is undrivable on the slick tyres.
As Bofton is saying, it must be payday for the lads, and Chasey just having a bit of a giggle. Get back to work, Bopton. As Blue Dog, here he is now. Whereabouts is he? He's in the second sector, approaching the third sector right about now. And there he is there. So there you go, 6/10 up on his previous best there, Pills. So it puts him in the round. Well, gee, it puts him way up there around Macedonian. So let's just see how Blue Dog gets on with the last little part of this lap. And Blue Dog, Rockstar Racing, has got some skills, there's the lad. Coming around this last corner now, keeps it well within track limits, and that is a 15.2. That is P9, Pills.
Yeah, great lap from Blue Dog. Obviously now it sets kind of precedent for Jidoku, Bozza, Suicide 5, just to get these laps in and get them done right. Bozza is slowing down. I think he's waiting for, I don't really know. I think he's waiting for that. Oh, no. He's waiting for Smakinda to go through, so maybe tactical from Bozza. Just obviously Smakinda has shown the pace already through Q1, so
yeah, exactly. So
it's going to be an interesting last couple of minutes here.
While you were talking there, mate, Jodaku set another timed run of a 15.7. That is good enough for 13th place at the moment. We are currently watching the Stig. I do believe he's the furthest one along on a time run here and navigates that turn 9 absolutely perfectly. He's 3/10 down though, Pills. So he's got plenty of time to get to that line and have another go. But I don't think he's going to improve on this run. The Stig right on the cusp there. And have a look at that. 9,000ths ahead of Suicide 5. And that is the battle for the knockout zone. P10, P11. Let's just see if he's made up some time in that last sector as he sets a 1 minute 16.0. No, he doesn't. He loses time in actual fact as...
he's still got 2 laps of fuel left on board though. From what I can see, he's still got 2 laps of fuel left on board. So he has got enough to go again. Mr. Fury Strat in the pit lane has retired from the session. He is definitely safe.
And
there, guys.
Yes, Smakinda is out there on track. Whoa, very, very wide. Has Smakinda got a massive tank slapper? And while the game has let him keep it, we'll let him keep it because that was uncontrolled. Very well to control it and gather the car there, but, well, that is car control at its best from the lad. Smakinda, well, Carlos Sainz Smakinda, donning that number 55. Around he goes that last corner, and let's just see what he can do. It is a 14.4, and that puts him P2. Old sparring partners, One Slick Mofo and Smakinda. This is going to be a ring-a-ding-ding. And who else is out there on track? We've got the Stig.
He put himself P7.
Fantastic stuff from the Bosman. And Suicide 5 is about to set another run here. It is a 15.0 P9 as we'll go down to the Stig. He is 3.5 up on his previous best time. Let's just see what he can do. The Stig, here he comes. Team Jaguar, DRS wing wide open. He sets a 15.1 P10 there, Pills. Right on the cusp. Macedonian is next. There is Bozza out there. Well, there's 2 cars out there at the moment. One is Mofo, and I dare say he is well and truly safe. He's going to put that in the pit lane. But Macedonian is 3/10 up, Pills, if you don't mind. Blue Dog is out of this session. Here's the first one, second one we have lost. Jodaku.
The rain's here.
It is started to rain here. Great spot. And that is a spot and a half. Macedonian is just going to sneaky get his lap in. And let's just see what he can do. It is a 14.8. And that is P7 saved by the skin of his teeth. And who else is out there on track at the moment? Jodaku is out there. Suicide 5 is out there, but slower than his previous best. And we have got a very, very wide Smakinda just trying to gather that car. Well, they're all going off. They are all going off. They are not going to improve, Pills. It looks like the weather has set in. And there you go. It's thrown us for 6. Because I thought we were only going to get some weather during the race. But no, there you go. As Jodaku is, they're all feeling it now, Pills. And I dare say everyone is going to come into the pit lane. That is this session done. We have our knockout zone, folks. And that is the Stig, unfortunately, is out. Blue Dog out. Jodaku out. And Brad Tay, we lost early doors in this session. The rain has arrived, folks, and I tell you what, if this track was not difficult enough, just add water, Pills.
Yeah, but see, he's a master of the wet conditions. I mean, obviously Mofo's shown that in the dry, solid, obviously 7/10 in front of Sekinder in P2, but just to reiterate Josh Duff's point, 4 Hello Kitty cars in the top 10 in Q3, so this is a better week than what they had last week. They had 3 out in Q1 last week, they've got 4 inside Q3 this week. It's huge, and also the Stig missing out by 27 hundredths of a second. I mean, I'd rather miss out by, a tenth than something that small, in 27 hundredths, so. Unlucky for the Stig, but Suicide 5 made back into a bit of form.
So we appreciate that from Chasey Dane. Thank you very, very much. Cheering 100 bits. See me skate myself. That is me. And yes, 100 bits as well, matching that one from Chasey. And Mr. Fury Strat, championship leaders for a reason. Oh, no, he didn't. And there it is there. That is a Hello Kitty driver talking to Hello Kitty boss man, Mr. Droftas. And, well, very happy is Mr. Droftas. And exactly right, Bopton. Bopton just hit the nail right on the head. As we'll go down to this drop zone. The Stig, Blue Dog, Jodaku, and Brad Tay is out. Suicide 5 makes it into Q3. And I do believe, I could be wrong here, folks, but I think this is his first Q3 of the season. Has the lad started to fire it up? Woohoo!
I think it is his first one because he's binned it a couple of times.
Aww.
And then
that's nasty.
What?
Have a look at you. Have a look at you.
Come on. What am I going to say? Oh, he tapped the wall and left his wall. He binned it. I mean, however you phrase it, he's binned it at some point. I mean, we've all been there. We've all binned it at one point on any game. We've all binned it. So, but no, it's nice to see him back into a bit of form.
Well, Chasey, I just want confirmation. I did do our quote, and I just want you to just acknowledge if that's done, because otherwise I'll throw another one in there. But yes.
Oh, no.
It is. Hang on a minute.
This is dry tyres on a wet track. Nice.
What are these lads doing? They must have had a look. No, it's too wet for slicks, boys. Surely it's too wet for slicks. But we'll just... Well, these boys know best. And we have a contract with Codemasters, is what Bopton is saying. Bopton. Okay, so Chasey has acknowledged, and that is this week's done and dusted. Yes, there's been a personal challenge set by Chasey Dane to myself. Excuse me. No one's going to know until time is right, of course, but we'll see if you can pick it up as the weeks roll by, of course. Just trying to pick up, who is the first one out there? I think it is... Is it Macedonian?
I think it is.
It is.
Macedonian, yeah, it is Macedonian.
Oh, so we've got Nat Hammer saying, no, there you go, DRS is not deactivated. So, well, that's very slippery, but she's got to be close there, Mr. Nat Hammer. And, Blue Dog, that is gold, mate. That is gold. But yes, Macedonian coming around. Well, let's just see how he fares. And, well, there you go. DRS is still enabled because he's allowed to use it, and away he goes. So Macedonian, first to blink. We've got Suicide 5 just sitting in the pit lane with the inters on. And, well, if you can set one on the softs, you're going to be a lot quicker than what you would be on the Inters, but maybe he's just playing it safe, and away they go. So yeah, Macedonian first to blink, and navigating this very, very technical, tricky Sector 1. Let's just see, you need grip through here, and let's just see, this is going to determine how much grip he actually does have. Yeah, very tentative. He's dropped it down 2 gears. That is a 6-gear corner at best. And there you go. So he's a little bit tentative is the Macedonian man. Hello Kitty driver. And yes, it's the chicane. Very tricky in the dry. Extremely treacherous in the wet. But so far, the grip looks to be there, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's just a bit tentative because he knows the boss is watching.
Yeah, that's true.
You just want to relax a little bit when the boss is watching, so you don't want to bid it first lap in Q3.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here, mate. I see what you're doing. But you golf racing driver, you. But yes, anyway, Macedonian. Here he is there, you cheeky bastard. But anyway, here he comes, coming around that last corner. And yes, Macedonian, Hello Kitty. The times have dropped. Have a look at that, Pills. It is a 1 minute 21.2.
The rain stopped.
What is going on? Anyway, yes, Mr. Fury Strat is next, and he sets a 21.8. I have missed Mofo, 21.1, so the rain has stopped. It looks like the sun is beaming, and this track should dry out in no time. Kyotonics, I do believe he's next. He most certainly is. Monster Racing, and he sets a 1 minute 21.0. These times are going to come in thick and fast. Bozza with a 1 minute 30.4. Suicide 5 on the Inters. It has stopped raining. He will throw that back in the pit lane, I dare say, mate, because there is no use being on them right about now. The track will dry. Well, the DRS has not been disabled. So, yeah, there you go. Suicide 5 throws that one in the pit lane. We've got Shaq still in the pits. Tab's still in the pits. Nodsty's still in the pits. So these boys are probably looking to do one flying run or just wait for this track to rubber in ever so a little bit more than what it already has. And, yeah, well, they'll get their laps underway very, very soon. We've got 7.5 minutes remaining in this Q1 session, folks, as Macedonian, have a look at the lad. He's on a flyer. He's 2.6 seconds quicker than his previous best. And let's just see what he can do. He'll gain a heap of time in this last sector, but I dare say he's going to throw that in the...
Off. He's backed off.
Well, I don't think he's backed off, Pills. It looks... Has he? Has he backed off? Because it looks like he's going flat. There you go, 1 minute 18.3, and his fuel light is
I'm just keeping you on your toes, guys. That's all I'm doing, keeping you on your toes. Make sure you know who you're looking at. I know you're old. Your eyes don't work.
Oh, is that the excuse?
You've got a new album coming out.
Is that the excuse you're running with?
Yeah. You know, I know it's been a busy time. Got a new album coming out. You know, you're touring soon.
Yeah, touring. Gee, I'll tell you what, once the world opens up, I'll be touring everywhere, mate. You can catch me 7 days a week.
Just do not come to England. That's something that we don't.
Oh, no, Pills, mate. I'm coming to visit you, baby. I'm coming to visit you.
You want to go to Wales? Go to Wales.
Yeah, he'll probably just do a 2-week work trip, and that'll be that. So, apologies, Droft.
He'd take you with him.
Do you reckon he would? I don't reckon.
I don't reckon. Australia, mate. Everybody needs one.
You're such an ass. So, yeah, don't mind us, folks. Bit of giggles here while we've got a bit of a lull in Q3. Yes. The boys go out, set a timed run, bit of a side lap, and then they'll all come out, go whackety whack, 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 and yeah, there you go. Won't give us a break. We've got we've got Nat Hammer in the chat saying this weather is about as Perez making it. Whoa, shots fired. Pew, pew, pew. So
yeah,
there you
Nat, mate, you're stepping on thin ice there, bud. I mean, next time, you know, you get into Q3 and not getting distracted. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, there you go. The infamous one, the Amigo, has thrown down the gauntlet. So Tabbed is on a run here again. And, yeah, he certainly is there, Pills. And let's just see what he can do. We have got colours back. He has done a majestical magenta sector. But Kyotonic is behind him. But Tabbed on a time run here. On the slicks, the soft compound. That is the reserve livery, folks. And Nat Hammer enjoying that one there for you, Pills. But here he comes now, Mr. Tabbed. Now he's negotiating that very, very tricky sector 2. Now, this is that turn 9 we were all talking about in the Discord, and Tab keeps that well within track limits. Purple again does the lad. The guy's on a flyer. Let's just see what time he can do. This is his first time run in a Q3 session here at Formula 4. This is his debut, if you don't mind, and let's just see what Tab can do. Well, he takes that a little bit too wide, hugs the inside line there, power down, and away he goes. Letterbox wing wide open. He sets a 1 minute 14.6. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. It's great laughing, Tad. Obviously,
Whoa!
the track is dried out and times...
Sorry, Pills. We've just seen Shaq lose the back end there. And, well, he will have to reset and go again. That is disastrous from the lad. Very, very loose on the back end he was. And who is next out there on a time run? We've got Kyotonics. And yes, he is there. Monster Racing is the lad. And he's gone Majestical Magenta. And, well, hang on a minute. We have just been welcomed by Mr. 25. 25, good to see you in the chat, mate. Supporting the boys. Of course, 25 is a full-time driver for Monster Energy. Unfortunately, could not be with us due to poor hotel internet. He is away working. And he did have a crack. He showed me his setup prior to us going live. And, well, 10 points for effort there, my friend. But yes, Kyotonic setting these timing screens alight here, Pills. He's around the second last and almost approaching the last corner now. Let's just see what time he can do. Monster Energy Racing. And, well, looking very, very race. Oh, very close to track limits. But he sets a 1 minute 15.4, Pills. Lost a bucket load of time in that last sector.
Yeah, just a couple of times where I thought that'd be invalidated. The lap wasn't. Turn 4 up the hill, I mean, he had all 4 wheels on the rumble strips. Wasn't invalid. And turn 9, again, just no, like, again, all 4 wheels on the rumble strips and no invalidation. So, I mean, he's definitely gotten away with one. So I think the game does... game slapped him back in the last corner. Just obviously losing a little bit of time there, obviously, for not invalidating his lap beforehand.
So we've got Droftas saying poor, as Droftas does know about poor internet connection in a hotel. He's got many Grand Prix experience with that one. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, 2-5. That's probably your best bet. Reach out to the boss man, Mr. Droftas, and he can point you in all the right directions. If you ever got caught out in the future, he is the man to talk to. And, well, he does know his ins and outs of the hotel. Oh, there you go. Smakinda running very wide there in, well, turn 9. And, well, that was caught on stream. I'm not too sure if he meant that one or not, but we are keeping an eye on track limits at turn 9. There is a glitch in the game, folks, where it allows you to go incredibly wide, gain a few tenths, and there it is there. So Smakinda with a 1 minute 13.9. If you don't mind there, mate, Suicide 5 is next, coming around that last corner. Let's just see what time this lad can do. The Groomer sets a 1 minute 15.2. Dismissed. The Groomer.
Wow, Gav.
He's actually been asked to be called that, or Mr. Altitude, as he likes to be called as well.
I mean, if we're going to keep this PG, I think Mr. Altitude might be a bit better.
Well, I mean, this channel is not a PG channel. We have there is disclaimers, of course, when you do log on to this channel for the very first time, and it does make sure that you are over age, because there can be some untoward things that do slip out of the mouth every now and then. But yes, 2-5 is 2-5 is Suicide 5's cousin, and well, he's just cheering him on there as Bozza is starting. Well, he's got his lap underway, of course, and he's well, sitting on a 1 minute 30.4, and that is not representative, of course, as let's just see what he does. First sector is a 26.5, so keep an eye on the Bozman. Excuse me.
No, definitely. This little chicane is obviously one that you want to get right. This makes it break to your left, and Boz just flies through there with ease. He hit too much of either the right-hand curve or the left-hand curve, and Macedonian.
There you go. Tab's been
got a
5 place group penalty for being. Oh, that is disastrous. Tab has binned it. Tabbed has binned it. And there he is there on the track map. That red dot is tabbed. And you've got some waved yellow flags there in that first sector. And that is...
Macedonian's got no front wing.
Yeah, so he must... Oh, and there's a wheel. There's a... How good is this game? But yes, anyway, here he goes, Mr. Bozza, the Bozman. He sets a 1 minute 14.4. Woohoo! P2 from the Bozman.
And one slick spinned it as well.
Wow.
Mofo's binned it.
Your boy Mofo has...
over there. There's a Jaguar over there as well. It's just stopped on track as well.
Yeah, that's McKinder. Oh, and Shaq's around again. Shaq's back.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is carnage. That was carnage. Nosty slams into the back of McKinder's.
That's all AI. That's all AI there, Pills.
AI.
Yeah, that's all AI because Nodsty's the checkered flag has fallen, and well, Shaq is he's out of this session, and there he is there, nice and slow. He's probably waiting for who's he waiting for there? Waiting for Bozza. Bozza is done. You might as well keep it moving, Shacky boy, because the guys behind you are done. Macedonian is in the pit lane. The checkered flag has fallen. Bozza is not on a time run. According to our screen, that is his AI. So Shaq doing the right thing regardless. We do appreciate that, Shaq. And yeah, there you go. He's seen it, and then he's just binned it. And so Shaq is out of this session. This session is done and dusted. And, well, tabbed. Bins it, and well, he's qualified P4, so not too bad from the lad, but yeah, P4, so very, very good on his debut qualifying, but that is Q3 done and dusted. So we've got our running order, and that goes away ever so slightly. We'll get these up for you. Kyo Tonics is shouting his name out for the win. Well, that is a bit rich from Kyo, but well, shoot for the stars there, my friend. And have a look at Smakinda. Puts it on pole with a 1 minute 13.978, if you don't mind. Bozza P2, Fury P3, Tabbed P4, Nodsty P5, Suicide 5, P6. Fantastic stuff from that lad. P7 is Kyotonics, One Slick Mofo, P8, Macedonian with a 5-place grid penalty for that little collision with Tabbed. That Tabbed binned. He probably just collected him on the way through. As Banana Hammock follows the channel. Banana, how are you, mate? It's been a little while. Glad to see you can follow the channel, and hope you're doing well. Yes, we're about to get this Hungaro Ring Grand Prix underway here at Budapest. And I apologise for laughing, but DC Esports, IE, welcome to the stream. Formula 4 Racing. It is raining cats, and have a look at it, Pills. It is bucketing down. It is absolutely bucketing down as we wait for the players, wait for the boys to load in. There is a countdown clock there, and we'll wait for that one to get us underway. As Droftas has just cheered 100 bits. Thank you very, very much, Droftas. And, well, I'm glad all these widgets and all that stuff is working. Yes, it is a work in progress, this stream. How we're going to present it, of course, as the weeks roll on. It'll change. We'll tweak it here and there as we go along. And a big shout out to Xerxes for, well, all of his efforts behind the scenes. The guy is a guru, and, yeah, very much appreciated. We'll get all these telemetries. I was going to say telemetries, but telemetries. And yes, there you go. So Smakinda leading this one here, Pills. We've got Bozza in P2, as we did touch on. And, well, I'll tell you what, under race conditions, the spray's coming off the car. He's going to be absolutely disastrous to see through. Bozza has short field. Very smart move in wet conditions. I dare say they all would have. Mr. Fury Strat, Hello Kitty in P3. We've got Tabbed in P4, and he has not. So he has got a full tank of juice. That is the reserve livery. Rockstar Racing, that is Nodsty. Yes, short field that one. And he is sitting in P5. Suicide 5, P6. Fantastic to see that lad up there. And yes, Suicide 5, P7 is Kyotonics. Now this lad backed himself in for the race win, and we do applaud that. Good on you, Kyo, for sticking your neck out there. One Slick Mofo, your boy there, Pills in P8. Shaq in P9, Hello Kitty, and the Stig rounds out the top 10 in Team Jaguar. Blue Dog, have a look at Blue Dog. P11. And, well, if anyone loves a a wet track, is Blue Dog. And Jidoku, there he is there. That is, well, he's meant to be a reserve livery, but that is a glitched livery, of course. Brad Tay, Rockstar Racing, P13, Macedonian, with that 5-place grid penalty, will start 14th in Hello Kitty. Nat Hammer, Monster Energy Racing, there he is there. One to watch coming through the field is Nat Hammer. And P15, Chasey Dane, P16, Rip the Beans, P17. Here's another one to watch coming through this grid. Darkness Abyss in P18. Johnny M4, he will be one to watch, as well as TCF Old Boy in Rockstar Racing. So, as these boys round out towards the grid, we'll wait patiently for them to take their grid positions, and we'll get this one underway, folks.
Going to be an interesting run down towards turn 1. It's not really that long, but it's obviously got that downhill braking zone, and we saw what Bottas did when he decided to play 10-pin bowling instead of racing. Obviously hitting Lando Norris and then Norris into Verstappen, and then all carnage presumed. So let's see. Hopefully this doesn't happen, but you can never be too sure in this game.
Well, I'm remembering to record the starting sequence, but we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We will wait for the revs, folks. We will wait for the revs, because there they are. The revs have started, and we are go here at Budapest. Fantastic start by Bozza. What a launch. And yes, Bozza will take the lead of this Grand Prix going into turn 1. Fantastic stuff. Awesome stuff from the Bosman. Smakinda late on the braking. So far, so good. As 2-5 has just cheered 2,800 bits. Fantastic stuff, but absolutely brilliant stuff. So far, so good. Nice and clean. Macedonian is well down the back of the field. Something has happened. Something has happened to Macedonian. He's got a full front wing, so maybe it just a bit of a launch issue there. But thank you very, very much from, excuse me, from 2-5. Thank you very much for that. But we'll go back right up to the top. I have saved that recording, so when we get a safety car, I'm hoping to replay the start for you guys and girls at home. But yes, Smakinda leading this one. He has taken the lead back, and there he is there, P1. Bozza, P2. Have a look at tabbed, P3. It's showing him a lap down, but that is incorrect, folks. We'll not pay any attention to that at all. Kyotonic, well, what a start the lad has had. Up into P4 from P6, I do believe. Mr. Fury Strat is in P5. Nodsty, P6, has climbed the order ever so slightly. Mofo jumped up 1 position. Suicide 5, P8. And, well, he doesn't mind a wet track either. But where is Old Boy? This lad loves a wet track. And look at him. He's already up into 10th place, Pills.
Yeah, great start from Old Boy. Exactly what he needed, really. And, I mean, it's just hard to get by now. This is going to be the hardest part of this race. Obviously, no DRS. You need to use the ERS. Literally, just the only place you can really use it is here. And if you're not a car quicker, if you're not a car quicker than the car in front, and this is just going to be stationary. But one mistake can change everything. Obviously, is Nosty is climbing all over the back of Mr. Fury Strat, and you have got Kyotonic on the back of Tabbed as well.
Certainly
These are
have.
2 battles that we really need to kind of keep an eye on. Obviously, anything can happen in wet conditions. One slip, and it's all your hard work's gone.
Yeah, exactly right, Pills, exactly right. And this track is very, very tricky. There are only a couple of places to pass, folks. It is very much follow the leader. You have to be patient. You have to let the car come to you in order for you to put the power down, for you to turn in, and so on and so forth. These boys are not novices. They know exactly what they're doing, and they are playing the patient game. Of course, there is no DRS in conditions like these, Pills, as you, myself, and most people are well aware. But for those who are not, when it is wet, there is no DRS. And, well, that is the letterbox rear wing that you see fly open under dry conditions. But yes, it is hurling it down here at Budapest. And, well, there you go. Very tricky conditions. These boys are doing a phenomenal job. So far, so good, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. Nosty is climbing all over the back of Mr. Fury Stratton. We have got a yellow flag, and that is Shaq. Shaq is round. Shaq is round. No damage, but maybe a bit to the pride.
Yeah, it certainly is.
When you spin.
He has struggled a little bit here,
so
Pills.
He can crack on.
He has struggled a
Yeah,
little
he
bit
can
on this track, especially even in qualifying. Didn't look too comfortable, and now it's raining. I dare say he's going to struggle a little bit more. Well, Shacky's a good racer. He's just a little bit out of touch at the moment. He will come good. I have full faith in the boy as Rip the Beans has moved up again. Have a look at Rip the Beans. He started P18, I do believe, there, Pills. Let's get these position changes up for you guys and girls at home. There you go. Rip the Beans up 5. So he started 17th. Old boy up 10. He's the greatest gainer of this starting sequence. The biggest loser, unfortunately, is Shaq, right down the back of the field in P20, losing 11 places, mate.
Yeah, not ideal for Shaq, really. Obviously, P9 start is the stig's round. The stig, that is the stig.
It is the stick.
No damage.
Oh, and we've got a
VSC.
VSC. We've got a VSC, folks.
Suicide 5. No wing for Suicide 5.
Oh, there he is there. Oh, he's had a bit of an off. And, well, we've got a virtual safety car, folks. There it is there. So, yeah, no front wing for Suicide 5. Excuse me. He will have to go into the pit lane and get that fixed up. Who else has got some damage? We've got Shaq out there as well. Shaq has no visible damage. The Stig has no visible damage. Chasey Dane going about his business at the back of the field there. He's going okay. Nat Hammer doing his thing. Johnny M4, he looks like he's okay. So it just looks like Suicide 5 must have had a bit of an off there. And off went his front wing. Chase, and yes, he will he will appreciate that one. Chasey Rain today. Yes, it certainly is Chasey Rain. And we are under VSC conditions. Let's just see. Oh, Darkness Abyss gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, no. And that is disastrous in tricky conditions. It's very hard to catch that time back up there, Pills.
Yeah, that's a front wing change as well for Darkness. So, obviously, when all the pit stops happen, that is going to be where ultimately, well, he will have to serve it, clearly, because it's before the end of the race, and obviously he needs to make another stop. And he'll find himself really struggling then to try and get back through the field. Obviously, Suicide 5 has just made his way back into the pit lane after losing that front wing as well. So that's really cost him.
Yeah, big time.
There's a yellow flag. That's Jodoku. Jodoku's round.
Jodoku is around, but we are watching one slick mofo having a bit of a look at Nodsty. He's all over his gearbox. Have a look at this, Pills. Golf Racing versus Rockstar, and you've got Hello Kitty of Mr. Fury Strat just ahead of Nodsty. This is a great looking view from what the boys are coping with. The spray is not too bad at the moment, so far so good. They are on intermediate tyres, so I dare say the track is not going to get too much wetter than what it is at the moment. Yes, the rain is still falling, but let's not forget this is the game. So unless it's torrential, the boys will stay on the inters and not need to go to the full
Hang on, there's drive-throughs. Drive-throughs for tabs in Cryotonic.
Oh, no, there you go. So, well, they'll have to serve them within 3 laps. There you go, and they're serving them now. So that has freed up the rest of the lads. Nodsty up in a P4. Fury would be loving this up in a P3. And One Slick Mofo doing his thing all over Nodsty. Now, I think this is where we've got to watch, mate, because Nodsty and Mofo, well, I'll tell you what, these boys are going to be battling it out all season. And Mofo getting a real good look at Nodsty here, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Mofo looks at home in these conditions at the moment. Definitely adjusted well to it. But obviously you don't want to push too early on and take some of that life out of those intermediates. So obviously as the rain is still coming down, it's still got a long way to go on these set of tyres. And you want to stretch the inters out as long as you can. You don't want to make them 2 stops on the inters before this dry weather comes, as you will lose about 20 seconds to the rest of the field. So maybe it's a time for just back off a little bit, just kind of set yourself down a little bit more and then get the all-out attack going on Nodsty and Fury Strat. But at the moment, Smakinda is having it all his own way at the moment with 2.7 second gap. But you can see the time that Mr. Fury Strat, Nodsty and Mofo lost to Earskate. 6 seconds to Bozza.
Yeah, they are absolutely stretched their legs. And, well, Tabs is starting to make a comeback here. He's all over the back of Chasey Dane. And, well, you've got to be careful in conditions like these, Tabbed. Yes, allow for that extra braking distance. But, yes, Chasey Dane certainly does have his handful with Tabbed all over his rear gearbox. And, well, this is almost, well, a formidable equation. I do believe Tabbed will get by Chasey very, very soon. Let's just see the drive he gets out of this corner. Chasey looks like he's got some phenomenal straight line speed, but the toe is huge. And Tabbed using his overtake button, and he's too far back in conditions like this to send that. And, well, he will have to persevere. Let's go back up to Johnny M4. Johnny M4 and Brad Tay having a bit of a battle here. This is albeit for 10th and 11th place here, Pills. And, well, have a look at the train starting to form behind Brad Tay. You've got Johnny M4, Nat Hammer doing his thing, and the Stig as well joining on the back of this one. And this is very, very close. Such tricky conditions at such a tight, twisty track. And, well, these boys are doing a fantastic job. Just trying to see, well, this is where we're watching. I think Shaq and Tabbed are having a battle as well. Have a look at this. Chasey Dane looks like he is the cork in the bottle, and they all have to follow suit. Look at this. Well, Tabbed's all over him. Shaq is all over the back of Tabbed. And, well, these are overtakes waiting to happen, folks, as well the change of direction there is so aggressive through that second sector, and in conditions like this you want to be, well, Shaq is so loose on the back end. We were just on his onboard there, folks, and yes, you just seen him lose the back end ever so slightly. We'll go back up to the top there because Macedonian and Blue Dog has just sent it. Macedonian on the outside hanging on, and yes, Macedonian will keep that position. Blue Dog in 9th place, Macedonian in 8th place, and these boys are having a cracking battle.
Yeah, definitely that class battle through the last sector. It's always hard to go wheel to wheel through that kind of long left-hander because one lost of traction from the outside and you both ended up in a wall. So great racing from both of those guys there. And a big one is Mr. Fury Strat took 6/10 out of Bozza on that last lap of the race. On lap 6, he took out 6/10 on Bozza. So these boys are coming back at Bozza and Smakinda. So, I mean, if they keep that pace up, I'll give it a few laps and they'll be right up there with them.
Exactly right, Pills. Exactly right. Well, whether Bozza made a mistake on that lap, I'm not too sure. But Brad Tay, what's happened to Brad Tay? As Sando has just followed. And thank you very much for following, Sando. I hope you're well, my friend. And yes, that is, well, the Deezy's brother. And, well, welcome. Oh, there you go, Brad Tay. Brad Tay's making a meal of it. He's off track. He's just been swamped there. And, well, Nat Hammer got by him. I'm not too sure what is going on. But there you go. We'll reset, and here comes Shaq. Shaq is all over the back of Chasey Dane. He must have got by Tab there because Tab has dropped from 14th to 15th, and we have missed that one, folks. Oh, they're both around. Shaq and Tab are both around. We have a yellow waved in Sector 2 and Sector 3. They both get it going again. Rejoin safely, please, boys. Rejoin safely, and Shaq is around again. Well, there you go. Shaq is, we've just seen that, and Shaq will need to fix that front wing, I do believe. It is such tricky conditions. We'll go back up to the top where Mofo is still having a good look at Notsty, and well, this is a battle for 4th and 5th, and have a look at old boy. He has impressed this guy, I tell you what, folks, and this guy loves a wet track. Old boy is a wet specialist, Pills, if you weren't too sure yourself. He has come from the very back of the field to where is he now? Look at that, gained 14 positions, and Rip the Beans has followed him for good measure, up 10 places. So that is fantastic stuff from those two lads. Of course, that is Rockstar Racing, that is Jaguar Racing, that is Hello Kitty, that is Golf Racing, and that is Monster Energy. For all you newcomers to the stream, that is the liveries, and of course, yes, Tabbed, that is the reserve livery, of course. Yes, we use the multiplayer option, and there are 5 teams, 4 drivers in each team make up the grid, and a very, very unique scenario, very unique setup here at Formula 4, and it brings absolute epic racing. So, well, let's just have a look at Nat Hammer. Nat Hammer and Johnny M4 are going about their business ever so slightly. We've got waved blue flags. Who might that be for? Brad Tay, I do believe. Yes, Brad Tay got it all wrong, mate, and he's falling down the back of the field.
Shaq's on hard tyres.
Yeah, there you go. Shaq has gone the hard compound, and not too sure what that lad is thinking, but maybe that could be a Jeff thing. I'm not too sure, but yeah, he's going to struggle at best. If he was struggling on the inters, he ain't going to do much good on the hards while the rain is still falling, and he's gone the most softest compound, to be fair, hasn't he, Pills? He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the hardest compound in the tyre that you can get.
Yeah, there you go. And well, hang on a minute. We've just lost.
Tab's out.
Where has Tab done that?
Start finish straight out of the last corner. And that is a safety car. That is... Ooh.
Oh, that is just juiced it right up.
Spice it up a little bit here.
That has brought everyone in. Now, I'm going to see if this works, folks. Bear with me if it doesn't, because I'm trying my best. Oh, it didn't work. Pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Anyway, I tried to do I got to get my head around this replay. I still haven't quite worked it out, folks. I do apologise. I don't think I saved it, to be fair. Page down. There we go. Let's have a look. We'll just have another look while we've got this all happening. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. There you go. Yeah, smashing the replay system. Yeah, going to break it in a minute. It's not playing ball, and well, I've never done replays before, but yeah, we'll get my head around it slowly. And of course, it only takes practice when we're live, and can't really do it when we're not live. It's very, very difficult. I just got to work out my hotkeys, and away we go. So, yep, under safety.
This is huge here. This is huge. McKinder's the only one who's boxed out of, I'd say, the top. Well, out of anybody. Nobody else has boxed. It's only just McKinder who's boxed. He's down in 7th.
There you go. He's put on a fresh set of softs. This pack will Constantina. And, well, there you go. Bozza leading this one. These boys are on 9-lap-old inters, folks. And let's just bring up some, some stuff, some tables while we are in this scenario. There is the driver standings for you folks at home. And that is who in this particular zoo. And, well, there you go. That is old boy, very well and truly out of position down there in P18 in the overall standings there. But he will make a comeback, of course. He has got some skills under his belt. The combined championship tables, there they are there. So, hello, Kitty. Well, there you go. 35 points ahead on this one. And we've got Mr. Fury Strat sitting in P2, Macedonian P8, Suicide 5 up into 16th. And we have lost Shaq, unfortunately. So get rid of that one there, and we'll bring up, excuse me, some pots. And of course, this is how we base our system, and these are all done retrospectively on pace. So that is pot 1, and we've got Nodsty obviously leading that pot. Nat Hammer in P2, one Slick Mofo in P3, Shaq in P4, who we have just lost, and Smekinder in P5. Pot 2, 2-5. We are missing 2-5 in Monster Energy tonight. He is away working. And no, he's out of the Grand Prix, so very hard to tell at the moment now, mate. So Macedonian P2, Rip the Beans P3, Johnny M4, and Old Boy round out pot 2. Pot 3, Bozza, your man Bozza, in top spot in pot 3. Fury behind him very, very closely. Only 4 points the difference between those two. Fury in P2, Blue Dog P3, Kyo P4, and Darkness. And the Stig absolutely dominating pot 4 over Brad Tay in P2, Suicide 5 P3, Chasey Dane and Bobton. And DC Esports tabbed is out.
Hang on.
What?
Rip the Beans is out as well.
Well, there you go. Rip the Beans is out. Where is Rip the Beans? He's done that on the... What is going on? Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Yes, tabbed is out. And 2 more out. Yes, 2 more out. Someone can see. Yes, they can. And yes, tabbed is out. Beans is out. Shaq is out.
Say Beans could have been just a loss of traction, or trying to weaving to get his tyres right. I don't know, but that was a weird place to lose it.
Not too sure. It was on the start finish straight there, mate. So under safety car conditions as well, which is absolutely crazy. Darkness Abyss has boxed. Smekinder boxed, as you did touch on earlier. So they are running on the fresh inters. So when this goes green, they will be one to watch, of course. Suicide 5 after that early spin is down in 15th place. But we are waiting for these lights on top of this safety car to go out. I don't think they'll be out this one. Maybe next lap. I could be wrong, folks, but we'll just have a look. Probably a late call to go out now. So Shaq is out, and yes, he has just left the session. As well, we'll see Shaq next week, of course. Yes, the safety car will be out for another lap. Those lights have not gone out. And if they go out now, it's an extremely late call, especially under conditions like this. No, yes, they will stay out for an extra lap. Now, we'll bring up the calendar as well, folks. This is what we're doing, of course. We randomise it because we are very unique here at Formula 4. And that is the Formula 4 calendar. So next we come to, well, the home country, the land down under, Australia. Yes, Melbourne, Albert Park is next week. And after that is Singapore, as you can see for yourself. That is our calendar. We are at Hungary this week, as you can see. And we'll get rid of that screen for you guys and girls at home. So the field has bunched up quite nicely, mate. Brad Tay, well, has saved himself with that safety car, I dare say, mate. And he is in 17th place, albeit a lap down. But it's unfortunate how the game doesn't let him go and unlap himself, if we're to believe that telemetry, which I mean is a far cry in the world we live in, isn't it, Pills?
Well, yeah, and I mean, this is Codemasters as well, and you can't expect them to do too much, Gav, because obviously it's too much hard work to release a decent game every year. Without, you know, I mean, it gets worse and worse every year, let's just be honest. 2019 was a fantastic game. 2020 was decent, but it still had bugs, and then they released this pile of whatever it is, and yeah. Say no more.
Yeah. Yes, we are all feeling the pain of well, we all love the sport, don't we? Absolutely love Formula One. I mean, you wouldn't play it if you didn't love the sport, and well, that's what keeps bringing us back. But it is painful trying to organise it, trying to stream it, trying to run it, and work out exactly where all the glitches are and stuff like that. But it does happen. It happens every year. We go through it every year, and the safety car lights are out. So we are going to go racing, and I'm going to stay with Fury Strat here because obviously I do touch on every stream. I don't like to give the guys watching the stream that are racing a leg up on when the leader does bolt. It would not be fair to him. So Mr. Fury Strat will go on his own onboard just to see when Bozza absolutely puts his foot down, and he'd be crazy to do it around a corner, wouldn't he? He'd be absolutely interesting to see where Bozza goes here, because Fury is all over him, waiting for that Bozza to put the foot down. And has he gone? Yeah, Bozza's gone. Bit of a tank slapper from Fury as Nodsty sees an opportunity and he takes it. Have a look at Mofo. Look at Mofo. Three wide. Whoa, hard on the brakes. And there you go. Nodsty moves up one. Mofo's hanging around the outside. Has he made it stick? Has Mofo made this stick? Yes, he's... What a move by Mofo. Fantastic. And he's got that job done over Nodsty. And TCF, old boy, coming from the clouds up into P5, fantastic stuff. Smakinda up into P6, and he's trying to make the use of that fresh rubber, fresh intermediates at restart. And let's have a look to see what's happening. Macedonian is having a good look. He's having a good look. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. That is, we've got a very slow-moving Jaguar car. I'm not too sure who that is. That might be the Stig.
That's the Stig.
There you go. So he's had a little bit of a spin as TCF Oldboy and Nodsty, the two Rockstar boys. And yes, they are P4 and 5. Have a look at your boys, though, mate. Golf Racing, P3 and P1. Bozza doing a fantastic job. Bozza's come alive the last few weeks, and whatever he's done, it is absolutely working. The boy is sending it.
Yeah, I'm getting McLaren vibes from yesterday here. We all know it's going to happen now. One slick will pass Fury Strat and they'll drive off into the distance, as you know, and that's what we can hope for. But there's still another 24 laps left to go. So, obviously, great move from Mofo around the outside of Nodsty into turn 1. Bozza getting the restart of absolute dreams. Is Mofo is closing at a rate of knots. Is he going to try and outbrake Fury Strat into turn 1? He goes to the inside. He gets left the... Well, I mean, this great racing is just left just enough room. But Mofo now gets the move done, and it is up into P1 and 2 for the Golf Racing boys.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pills, that is put a massive... I can see you smile from here, mate. And I'm miles away from you. But I thought it was your boys, P1 and P2. That is Golf Racing. Yes, there you go. And Xerxes saying, let's see if the performance patch changes anything. Well, I mean, we can all have a bet on the no department. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. We'll give him the homage of let's just wait and see. Of course, yes, Nodsty, old boy, Smakinda. Very, very close together, of course. Just after a restart here, folks, we have got a very, very slow... Is that Brad Tay down the back? And we did see Johnny M4 box there, so I'm not too sure whether he had to box... he put on a fresh set of inters. That's crazy. He should have done that under safety car conditions, unless he got front wing damage.
No, I think he's just spun. I mean, it says he's on 12 lap... Yeah, I think he's just spun. He's got 12 lap old inters on, so...
Johnny M4...
Going at it. Yeah. Not Johnny Enforcement's 12 lap old medium Inters for me.
No, he's just boxed. We've seen him box, and he's come out on a
Okay,
fresh
well, there
set.
we go.
And there we go.
But not Steve Fury strap. Not Steve's got a Fury strap out of the last corner, so.
So there you go. Fury looking to make amends here under braking. Under conditions like this, let's just see if he's going to hold it. And that is a brilliant move from Mr. Fury Strap. But Nodsty under, over, and away he goes. And that is P3 taken back. And Fury has to tuck in. We've got TCF Old Boy getting real racy. He loves the wet tractors, the Old Boy. And Smakinda is hanging on as well. Smakinda is definitely hanging on a lot easier than the rest of them on that fresh rubber, of course. 4-lap old Inters. And Pills, I mean, if these boys... Has it stopped raining? Has it stopped raining? It certainly has.
Yes, it has. It has.
So, I tell you what, this is where the skill of these lads are going to come into it, where they're going to guess or try to feel their way around the crossover, the critical crossover, where you go from intermediates to the slick tyre, of course. We are on lap 15 to 35, and well, so far has been an absolute cracker. Darkness Abyss, is he going to make a move on Jodaku? Whoa, he thought about it. Jodaku holds his line, and there you go. Darkness Abyss is still there and thereabouts. Jodaku, very much the cork in the bottle. He has got Darkness Abyss all over his rear wing, and Suicide 5 coming into the picture as well. Oh, is Darkness is going to make a move, and that is a great move for position, and Darkness moves up to P12, Pills.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just keeping an eye on the front. Nosty is close up to Bozza and Mofo. They can't start tripping over each other now. I mean, if I was probably in the party, it's going to sound really bad, but I'd probably get him to switch.
Well, there you go.
Mofo is actually going to go for, I think Mofo is actually going to go for him.
They've just done it. They've just done the switch.
They have just switched.
They have just switched, and maybe they've heard the team captain's calls, if we can call you that, Pills. Yes, you are a golf racing driver, UK golf racing driver. And, well, One Slick Mofo heard, and Bozza heard your calls. They have switched. Mofo now has the luxury of Bozza being a sort of a rear gunner, a bit of a wingman, so to speak, and I'm sure Bozza won't mind me saying that. I do apologise, Boz. But yes, P2, and he's going to keep Nodsty at bay, which allows Mofo to stretch his legs ever so slightly just to create that gap, because as we do know, Nodsty loves a race win. DRS is enabled, Pills. It is time. It is time. These boys will be boxing. We are going to see a monumental amount of action in this pit lane. Let's just see about this. I tell you what, this is going to be very interesting. There will be guys double stacking. You do not want to spend an extra lap on those Inters on a drying track. It is only going to cost you time. You'd rather take the hit in the pit lane, even if you did have to double stack, because the time you will lose compared to the slicks. As we are seeing Nodsty having a good look at Bozza just before the pit lane entry. And there you go. They are all going in. What is Smakinda doing? Well, Smakinda, he's going to make the use of the fresh rubber. And, well, he's going to stay out. And, well, he will box next lap. But have a look at that pit lane, folks. It is very hectic. Have a look at it. All those cars diving in. But, yes, we'll go back up to the top because Smakinda leads this one by 2.7 seconds over Nat Hammer. These boys on the Inters will box again.
Nosty's hopped them. Nosty's... The two golf boys, Bozza and Mofo, got held, and Nosty has hopped both of them in the pit lane.
Oh.
So Nosty's net leader at the moment.
Well, there you go. Well, the mediums will make it to the end here, Pills, do you think? On, well, what is that, 18 laps?
That's 18. Maybe, but the hards at the moment, just Boz has gone onto the hards, and at the moment, I just don't think that's the tyre.
No, I don't think so.
That's the right tyre.
Oh, I've seen Bozza get a bit loose on the back end. I do apologise, Pills, but Mofo is going...
I think he is. He's letting him go. He is letting him go.
There you go. So that is the stickier of the two versions of the tyre. The hard and the medium, of course. The medium being the stickier, the grippier in conditions like this. Jodaku, interestingly to note, has put on a set of the softs, and he's down in P16 as we go towards the battles, folks. And Macedonian and Old Boy, well, battle resumed. And Old Boy in P6. Now, let's just get these position changes for you guys and girls at home. Old Boy up 14. Macedonian up 7. Nat Hammer yet to box and get off those Inters. He's up 13, but he's going to lose a monumental amount of positions as they do box.
Fury Strat's round. Fury Strat is round. Turn 9.
Oh, there he is there.
No damage, Joe. So he is able to continue without probably boxing, I'd say.
I think you're spot on there, Pills, regarding the hard compound. Yeah, definitely the wrong tyre. I mean, if you can avoid the hard compound...
Out.
Oh, Jodaku's out. Jodaku is out. That is a safety car. That is a safety car.
Safety car.
Oh, that's come out at the perfect time for Smakinda. Have a look at the lad. His box. He's come out in third position. Nat Hammer in P6. So this has all worked out perfectly for these guys. And, well, under safety car conditions we are. And yeah, there you go. Droftas in the chat saying Nozzi's taken 8/10 off Smakinda. In the first and second sector, he has got the lead. And there, yeah, he certainly has, mate. Nozzi, there he is there. Rockstar Racing. Now, this guy is consistent, Pills. Does his thing week in, week out. As 2-5 has joined in the conversation and he's cheering on his Monster Energy boys. And yes, Nat Hammer, Kyotonic and Chasey Dane. P6, P7 and P9 if you don't mind. Smakinda P3. Bozza on that hard compound. He's going to struggle, especially on a restart, Pills. He's going to struggle on that restart as the safety car is that yellow dot on that track map, letting everyone go by to pick up the leaders, of course. Macedonian in P5. There he is there. Team Hello Kitty. Whoa, Kyotonics gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So he's gone over his delta and the game has gone whack. You cannot do that, son. And that is going to hurt him because Kyotonics was sitting in P7 and, well, that is a huge, huge error on his behalf. If we can call it that. It could be a glitch, but we're going to call it an error. And Nat Hammer, there he is there, P6. Kyotonic will need to serve that within 3 laps of the track going green. Otherwise, he will be disqualified. Blue Dog going about his business as only Blue Dog does in P8. Chasey Dane, P7, P9. Chasey, what a great performance so far from that lad. He's Mr. Consistent as well. Mr. Fury Strat, as you did touch on, Pills, with that early, a little bit of a spin before, has recovered to hold it in 10th place. Suicide 5 in P11. So that's 2 Hello Kitties nose to stern. Darkness Abyss still in the session, might I add. And, well, this has got to be some sort of record for Darkness as it tends to lag out quite a bit. I bombarded him with about 50 million invites previous of us going live, so he should be okay. TCF Old Boy, there he is there in P13. Well, yeah, bit of a spin perhaps, or got caught out.
P6 at one point.
It was P6, so maybe a bit of an error there, Pills. The Stig in P14. Johnny M4, there he is there, P15. And Mr. Brad Tay, well, one to forget for this lad, is sitting in 16th place.
Yeah, I think watch out for Bozza right at the end, like the last 2 or 3 laps. If his track his track temperature goes up a little bit more, if the sun comes out, those mediums, I don't think they'll go. I think they'll probably end up trying to get to the end of the race on them, but they'll be very, very, very second hand. But also the only one on the hards as well, so 15 others on mediums, and
yeah, Bozza's gone something different. He's probably thinking longevity, but yeah, this
could be short-term pain, though. Could be short-term pain.
It could be. It quite possibly could be. But this safety car is only going to help those medium runners. They are not going to use too much tyre life. So if they needed to stretch that point beyond return, well, this safety car could be the saving grace there, Pills.
I mean, it could be. But this will be the final lap under the safety car as Johnny has caught up to the back of the field. So, oh yeah, Old Boy got a 3 second time penalty on the safety car, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did, mate. He certainly did. So there you go. Kyotonic saying, well, it could have been another drive. Well, he's got another drive throw. Nat was talking to him, and it could have been a glitch. So with Kyo and his funny wordings of things, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Just as good as his tech issues, I don't believe that.
No, I mean, it's a tricky one.
That's okay. So
that's coming in. The update is live as well. So
there you go. The patch update has been released, folks. Now, drivers, if you are listening to this, if you do get glitched or logged or whatever, booted from this session, unfortunately, you will not be able to get back in. They have released that patch 1.10, I do believe it is. It has come out, and we will have the pleasure of updating and upgrading and whatever you want to call it. the patch, the handling model, and hopefully I do believe Portimao is on the calendar now with this new update. I do believe, I could be wrong, don't quote me on it, but you got the man in the chat. There he is there, Mr. Droftas, and while doing his thing, as only Droftas does, thank you very much for that privileged information, Droft. That is awesome, awesome stuff for you. Keeping us updated as we go along. We do appreciate that. As, well, yes, the safety car lights are out. Nodsty is putting a lot of energy in that medium compound. We're about to go racing here, folks. And let's just see. We'll stay with One Slick Mofo. This is going to be juicy. This is going to be very juicy.
Yeah, definitely will be. Let's just see. I think Nodsty has gone. I think Nodsty could have bolted. And that is going to be as Kai Sonicson filling on himself that drive through.
Yep.
But nobody, I don't think, is close enough in the top 5 to make a move at the moment. Blue Dog really got caught napping because that Hammer and the rest of them just kind of like bolted off a little bit.
They have a little bit, yeah. He's about 5/10 off the back in that Hammer there. So, yeah, he must have caught... Probably wasn't... Maybe not prepared. I'm not too sure. I can't answer that one, Pills, but you are right there. He has dropped off a little bit after the restart. We've got a Hello Kitty card. That was very close. Macedonian having a good... Oh! Bozza's gone wide. He got a bit of a tank slapper, and that has released Macedonian and that Hammer. So, there you go. Bozza is... As we did predict there, Pills, that hard compound, not the right tyre at the restart, and he has just cost himself 2 positions in a matter of corners there, mate.
Yeah, it's not ideal for Bozza at all, but the race is still very long. Anything can happen. So, I mean, Bozza just kind of needs to keep his head, and he'll find his way back into this race. But for the time being, I think it's just going to be very, very short-term pain, and hopefully, right at the end, it'll be long-term gain.
Well, let's hope so for golf racing sake. But I tell you what, Nat Hammer, I told you he was one to watch for, and he certainly is. Have a look at the lad up into P5 there, Pills, and he is all over the back of Macedonian here.
He is indeed. Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to. You're right, cool. Just sorting out a couple of my mic settings again.
You're right, mate. No problem.
But Mofo's fit the fastest lap. I mean. Mofo looking good, yeah, but Nat Hammer does need to get a move on. I think Macedonia is going to be the cork in this bottle here for Nat Hammer and maybe Bozza if he can get those hard tyres fired up just a little bit more. But Mofo's not letting Nodsty get out of his sight at the moment. So Kinder will be joining in on this battle as well. And then you have got that 2-second gap there, the escape to Macedonian. So, but the thing is patience. Patience is key around Hungary.
Exactly
so
right.
Let's see what these boys have in reserve of patience, really.
Exactly right there, Pills. As, well, Macedonian, well, him and Nat Hammer, as you did touch on, are battling this one out. And Macedonian maybe just got on the power a little bit early previous lap. Got a bit of a tank slapper, and that reeled, well, Nat Hammer was able to reel him in. And have a look at this. He is under the pump as Nat Hammer looking for a bit of a tow, and that is not a place to send it. He thinks better of it. And yes, Macedonian will keep that position, albeit for another lap. But I dare say with this, well, DRS, is it enabled? No, it is not. That'll be enabled in a couple of laps there, folks. But he is looking very, very racy as Nat Hammer. And he's looking to make a move. He's going to get a great tow down this start-finish straight. Yes, he is. Have a look. Is he burning his ERS? No, he's not. Macedonian trying to break the tow. Macedonian, they're roughly on about the same percentage. And, well, that is good racing. Nat Hammer probably will wait for the track to go DRS enabled. As, well, Snooey is saying, let's go Smakinder. Yes, Smakinder, an old teammate of yours there, Mr. Snooey. The Popcorn Man is up in the 3rd place, having a great race, and his old sparring partner, One Slick Mofo, is there as well as Smakinder sets a purple sector 1. Yes, Smakinder has turned up the wick. Maybe he's heard your call there, Mr. Snoo. And, well, there he is there. One Slick Mofo and Nodsty doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. Let's see, 8/10 of getting on the dirt. Yeah, well, when you get harder to drive in as this track gets hotter as well. So Mofo and Smakinder are both going to start struggling with that. And Mofo's out of 1 second for when this DRS does get enabled. So he just needs to step on it just a little bit more. Just keep himself in there because he will be vulnerable from Macedonia. But they've gained another 1.3 here, Skate, on Macedonia. This is crucial for Nat Hammer and Boz. If they want to have a sniff of any sort of podium, they need to clear Macedonian ASAP. But the DRS obviously enabled now, and Nat Hammer is deploying, and with the DRS as well. Sorry, is he going to launch one into turn 1? Is he going to wait for turn 2? I think he's just going to wait for turn 2. He's just letting him know he's there though. And now this is where he needs to attack.
And there you go. I
He's
think
just not far. He's just not close enough.
Fury is up in a P7 there. Blue Dog P8. So if we have a look towards the back, as the Stig just gets by Chasey Dane. And that is a great move for position on track, as Chasey Dane is under the pump by Johnny M4 as well. So your golf boys are starting to fire up now, Pills. The track has gone dry, and have a look at that. Johnny M4 gets the move done. And Chasey Dane down into 13th place.
Yeah, I know, not ideal for Chasey Dane, but Johnny M4 having a solid race, but he needs to turn that ERS off. He's got his ERS constantly on.
Oh, there you go. That's probably a glitch, because that does happen from time to time, Pills. Not too sure it could be. But Johnny M4 is no slouch, of course. He would not have just left that one on, in all due respect to that lad. But yes, there he is there, Bozza. Your man Bozza. These hards have started to fire up, Pills. And he's reeled up Nat Hammer. He's hanging on to the back of him.
Fury Strat's around. Fury Strat has spun. He has spun, but he's going to have to wait. He's going to have to wait a long time to get this back round again.
Yeah, there.
Now, but
Oh,
there's Brad Tate. And now he can go around.
He can go around. That's unfortunate.
For Fury Strat.
Unfortunate from Fury. He will keep that one going. Yes, we do give points all the way down to 20th place here at Formula 4. And, well, you just get point. You've got to finish, though, of course. Well, of course. And, yes, Nat Hammer has, well, he's within 2/10 of Macedonia now, Pills. And this looks like it's going to fire right up. What's happened to Smakinda? What has happened to Smakinda? He's falling down the order. Something has happened to Smakinda.
Smakinda has no wing. Smakinda's got damage. Smakinda has no wing.
He certainly does. Look at that state of the nose.
Battle with Macedonia, this battle with Macedonia, Nat Hammer and Bozza is even more crucial now, because this is a fight for a podium place here. So it didn't have much emphasis on it before, but now the stakes have been ramped up. Any mistake now, if Smakinda has spun it, will be even more heart-wrenching for Nat Hammer, Bozza or Macedonian here.
Exactly right, Pills. Exactly right. And have a look at the look at the gap that the two boys up front, Nodsty and Mofo, they'd be loving this. Macedonian 5.7 seconds behind one slick Mofo. We've only been green for 2 laps, Pills. Those boys at the front are on fire.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. They definitely are.
Sorry, mate, I was just having a look at Nat Hammer, having a good look at Macedonia. He's got to get this move done. You are spot on, Pills. He has to get this move done. If he wants any shot at that podium, well, I mean, if he's only going to consolidate 3rd place, he's still got to get the move done on track. Bozza is there as well, and those hards are starting to, well, you can see the benefit of the medium at the moment. Of course, the stickier of the two compounds between the hard and the medium, of course. Bozza dropping off a little bit there, mate. He's dropped off a couple of tenths. Nat Hammer is closing with a he's a little bit of an error there, and Bozza has come back into the picture. So there you go. He's Constantine backwards and forwards, as TCF Old Boy is the only one with a time penalty at the moment. I do believe it's only 3 seconds. Let's just bring that one up for you guys at home. Yes, it is only 3 seconds. So phenomenal job from these guys. Only one lad to have a 3-second time penalty at this tight, twisty track. Smakinda, after that error, has boxed and put that soft compound on, and he will look to probably run that soft all the way to the end, but they will be dead at the end of this stint, Pills.
I mean, he's going to have to try and run them to the end.
Yeah, definitely.
But it'll be lucky if he doesn't get a puncher. It's the longevity of some of the corners around here and the loads that get put through it. Softs aren't a great race tire. They're a great race tire for like 5 laps.
Yeah.
And then they just, all of a sudden, you click your fingers, it's gone.
Yeah, that's right.
And you end up losing 4 to 5 tenths a lap. So maybe for a fastest lap, great. It's an extra point for the team and for himself. But to gain places, probably not ideal at the moment, but any time will tell. I mean, he's taken a second out of Suicide 5 already, but I mean, he's got 4 more laps to kind of figure himself up, and he's got a 15.5-second gap to Kyotonic, so not really ideal with 9 laps left to go.
Exactly right, Pills.
This is the closest one slick has been to Nodsty all race. Since his turn drive, this is the closest he's been.
Well, have a look at Mofo. He's he's got the racing helmet on today, does the lad. He broke the Ducks back and got his first win. When was it? Geez, I've got a shocking memory. I think it was last week. He broke the duck's back, got his first win, did the lad, and have a look at him. That's all he needed. The floodgates have opened. I don't want to put the moz on him. I'm grabbing as much timber as I possibly can because I don't want to jinx it. But he has come alive, and he looks the quicker of the two at the moment. Does the one slick mofo? He's all over the back of Nodsty. Nodsty doing everything to put that car in the right places, but mofo just looks like he's got so much more pace under that car.
He definitely has, but obviously, as we said before, those boys just get a little bit out of shape. With Bozza finds himself with a time penalty, but he still has the gap to Blue Dog at the moment, and Bozza drops it as well. But he needs to crack on. Just Bozza now, he needs to start pushing again.
He certainly does, mate.
No, as I said earlier, if you're not a car length in front or a car and a half in the dry, you won't be able to get past. So I think you need to be within about, I'd say 2/10, because obviously Mofo was only 3.5 last lap and he couldn't get the job done down the straight. So he needs to be within about, I'd say 2.5 tenths.
It's all about the exit out of that last corner, isn't it, Pills? It's all about that last corner 100%. Exit. And there you go.
And Nodsty trying to break the DRS straight away, the slipstream straight away. Nodsty is defending really, really well.
Yeah, that's class.
He does close up again.
He puts his car in that right spot, and there's nothing Mofo can do.
He just drops it a little bit.
Absolutely nothing can do. And Macedonian and Nat Hammer, battle resumed. Oh, there you go. I thought Nat Hammer slid the back end. He might have done ever so slightly, and he's just cost himself a tenth or so. But Nat Hammer and Macedonian, this is battle resumed. This is a cracking battle between these two lads. And let's have a look at Blue Dog. Blue Dog is also up in a P6, but interesting to note, he's got no penalties. Bozza in front of him certainly does. Old boy behind him.
One slick's to your
left. No! One slick's out. One slick mofo is out. Oh no! And that has brought the safety car out, Pills. That has brought the safety car out, pushing too hard. And well, there you go. That was a cracking battle. And well, there you go. Nodsty, comfortable now in P1. Macedonian. Well, he will love this. He's in P2. Safety car. Safety car should be in and around about lap 33. We're going to have a 2-lap sprint, folks. Oh, yes, Housey. Legend. I did forget. 1 second. I'm just going to put a poll for driver of the day. Usually do this, and I do apologise. Housey, you legend. Okay. Just bear with me, folks, while I put in the drivers for your choice.
Whoa. Crazy into this race, and nobody, you know what's strange? Nobody has boxed really for soft tyres. I thought everybody would be piling into the pit lane, getting those soft tyres on.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. It's exactly.
They haven't done it.
It's interesting to know. Maybe they're thinking, it's only going to be a couple laps sprint, and track position is probably everything around here. But let's just go to. I just got to see something. These position changes. I've got to put him in. So there you go. One more, and that will be. And I'll only do it for 5 minutes, guys and girls at home. We have only got a few laps remaining. There it is there. Start the poll. And the poll for driver of the day has gone out. Thank you very, very, very much, Housey. I owe you one. I actually owe you a few more than one. But there you go. So the poll has gone out for driver of the day, folks. Get your votes in, and that will determine our driver of the day.
Well, I think the safety car could be out the full laps as well. The track's so spread.
Well,
I think Softs is the right call. You got to watch out for P9 down because they're trying to make some moves early doors.
That's exactly right. Blue Dog is the first of the soft runners, and well, it'll be interesting to see what damage he can do to the running order. Of course, he's going to be rapid compared to the guys in front of him. 12 lap old mediums. They're going to be sitting ducks, Pills.
Well, they really are. They really are.
Sorry, mate. I was
just struggling the most, I think.
Housey, that's what he goes. Perfect timing with the safety car. LOL. I don't owe him anything. That's what I pay him for. Yeah. Okay. I'll fix you up after the stream there, Housey. Good stuff by you, mate. Yes, you can catch. Let's a bit of chance to talk about your division, Pills. While we are under safety car conditions, folks. Yes, there is the UK division that will be streamed in approximately, well, how long, Pills? How long have we got to go before your race goes ahead?
We've got, wait, what's the time now? We've got 7 hours, 45 minutes before we will be all readying up and getting into quali 1.
There you go. So this will be broadcast on this very channel. Hello there, Housey. Hello there, Housey is the commentator for that division. Yes, he usually is my partner in crime, but we've got to get this UK one up and running. These guys are great to watch racing, and yes, they will be. It's all sorted, so Housey's got it all sorted, ready to go. And you can catch Housey and the UK lads in about 7 hours' time on this very channel. And yes, it is going to be interesting. UK division, that's going to be interesting. Yes, the UK division, well, those boys there are very, very good at what they do. Great to watch, and, well, pump them up a hell of a lot. I was a fan of the UK lads season 1, and, yes, they all know who they are, and I'm sitting alongside the I'm sitting alongside the inaugural champ, that of infamous Pillars, the amigo, our amigo.
Well, that is just great fact, you know.
You absolutely love it. That's the scary thing.
Champ, the weakest title defence that has ever been seen in league racing history is me. Thank you very much.
Well, I tell you what, Pills, as you know, behind the scenes, I'm always in your ear trying to fire you up, and you always come back with "I'm retired." But I think, folks, the champ is starting to wake from his slumber, and looking forward to seeing that lad, you Pills, fire up for a change, as the grid has caught all the way back up. Just waiting for Suicide 5, I do believe, to tap on the back of this one.
You know what?
And we will go green.
Droftas has got a good point. You can't fire up that wood. That's a very true point. Mate, I'm washed up. I'm a has-been.
Yeah, but if you put it close to the flame, she'll dry out a little bit, and then she'll catch, mate, so...
Gav, mate, we all haven't got 50 years to wait for that.
I'm Mr. Positivity today, mate, so why not? Have a crack, Pills. Get stuck in. We all know you love this track. And, well, Nate, you're...
I did, and then the performance patch, so, you know, it's not anymore, is it?
Oh, no, I'm not buying your crap now, mate. That is bull. And, well, you've got some pace under your belt. We all do know that. And it'd be good to see you back up there, Pills. You are, well... A good result is screaming your name. You are long overdue, my friend, as we are on lap 32 of 35 here, Pills. Safety car will be in this lap. And as the grid closes back up on each other, Blue Dog is the one to watch. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches this one. Excuse me, the guys in front. Excuse me, all on 14-lap-old mediums, albeit one 13-lap, couple of 13-lap-olds, and obviously on the hard compound. Sitting ducks. So there you go.
Spot is in as well, so here we go.
We've got Xerxes in the chat, of course. Yes, Monster Energy is Xerxes. He's a UK driver, and he is cheering on Nat Hammer. Nat Hammer sitting in 3rd place, so there he is, showing the UK lads showing their support for the boys. And, well, let's just see what Nosty does, the king of restarts, so to speak. And Macedonian stalking, waiting for Nodsty to go. Nodsty looking in his mirrors, and I do believe Nodsty's gone. But Macedonian was not caught napping. That was great stuff by Macedonian. Nat Hammer is there and thereabouts. Is Macedonian going to send it? No, Nodsty's defense so good, doesn't he, Pills? We have got TCF Old Boy in the background having a good look at Darkness Abyss. No, excuse me, having a good look at Bozza. And, well, he has to slot in as well. So let's see what Blue Dog is doing. He's the first of the soft runners. And, yes, of course, a 2-lap sprint towards the checker flag. There is going to be no DRS, so DRS is virtually done. We're going to be no DRS to the checkered flag, folks. Blue Dog cannot use the track to his advantage in that regard. He's all about exits and drive. And let's just go back up to the top because Bozza sent it. Bozza sent it on Nat Hammer. They're side by side. Nat Hammer has to take avoiding action and keeps that place. Bozza lifted, and that has allowed Old Boy. Old Boy is snuck up into 4th place. What a move by TCF Old Boy. Fantastic stuff, albeit with time penalties. Yes, Darkness Abyss is just, well, there you go. Down into 6th place there, Pills. And let's have a look at the Stig. The Stig is up into 7th. Great stuff from him. From that.
Nat Hammer's been given a 5th place grid penalty.
Yeah, cutting the corner.
Cutting the corner and gaining the place.
Yeah, he didn't gain a place, but I think Boswell was around him, and then that's called, well, that is all for the stewards, of course. That is all for the stewards. We're not going to harp on that. We're on lap 34, believe it or not, of 35. This one has gone by like a blink of an eye, and Smakinda is lining up Chasey Dane. Smakinda under braking. Yes, he's got that move done. That is Team Jaguar moving himself up into P10, and Chasey Dane, I do believe that might have been team orders. He has let the quicker of the two drivers go in Kyotonic up into P11.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably best to do that, as Bozza really seems to be struggling with his setup. He looks a bit all over the place at the moment, so he's kind of setting himself down, because there is a podium on still for him if he wants this. But still got to gain 2.1 seconds.
I'll tell you what, who might be the biggest gainer out of this checkered flag? That possibly Darkness Abyss. He's just got to stay within that gap. He's got to stay within that gap, and he's going to get a podium, Pills. This will be unbelievable if he does this. First time staying in the session without being logged out, and a podium. It could be on the cards here, folks. We are approaching lap 35. There is Notsty, our race leader, Team Rockstar, coming around the last corner, about to start his final lap of this Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff by this lad, doing everything he can to break the... Oh, we have got DRS on the very last lap. That is strange. But yes, Macedonian is a little bit too far back to make a, to send it on him there, of course. But Nodsty, I dare say, he's just got to keep it on the black stuff. And this will be a race, another race win under his belt. As we go down to Smakinda. Smakinda is moving up through the field. He got by Fury. Fury and Smakinda side by side. Fury's hanging around the outside. Oh, there you go. Smakinda's going to make it work with that soft compound. And that has moved him up into 8th place. Smakinda aggressively moving his way through this field.
Yeah, definitely. Jack, you're 6th, 7th, and 8th for the moment. So
not bad.
It turned out to be a good day for them.
Not bad at all.
But yeah, I think Old Boy just taking a different line through that chicane. But yeah, it's just not going to be enough. I think Darkness will end up finding himself on the podium here. But Nosty has controlled this very, very nicely. Ever since he's taken the lead, he's been... Well, he hasn't really looked in any trouble apart from when Mofo was on the back of him. But... since that restart, he's driven.
Oh, the Stig and sorry, Pills. The Stig and Smakinda swapping places right there. Very, very close. They didn't cause each other a spin. But as I'll go back up to Nodsty, Team Rockstar takes the win here at the Hungaroring. Macedonian P2. Nat Hammer will cross in P3, but Darkness Abyss gets his first ever podium here at Formula 4. And that is P3, Smakinda, P4s. Have a look at the Team Jaguars. 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic stuff. TRL Bozane P6, Nat Hammer P7, Old Boy in P8, Chasey Dane, great result, P9, Kyotonics in P10, Fury, Fury on 18 lap old meds has suffered at the end there, and it's down to P11. Blue Dog lost a monumental amount of positions there. Not too sure what happened with him. He was P8 at that P9 at that restart. He finishes in 12th place. Johnny M4 in 13th. Suicide 5 comes around to takes the checkered flag in 14th place. And that is the Hungaroring done and dusted. Nat Hammer wins the driver of the day, according to you viewers at home. And, that is it. So, Darkness Abyss. He's my driver of the day, to be fair. He's come from a long, long way back. And that is a phenomenal effort from him. But yes, the Carlos Sainz. There he is there. Nodsty taking a bow. That is, I don't know how many Grand Prix you have won here at Formula 4. But that is another one under your belt. Macedonian, P2. And Darkness Abyss, P3. Fantastic.
Definitely, yeah. Alright, it's time for me to shut my game so I can get this update done for later.
You're right, mate. Not a problem. As we'll go through this running order, there you go. So, as the rain starts to fall again here at the Hungaroring. So, talk about timing. Nodsty 1, 2, and 3, Macedonian and Darkness. Smakinda, what a fight back from him. But look at Darkness where he came from. P18. If that's not worthy of driver of the day, I don't know what is. That is fantastic stuff. As we go to the fastest lap. The fastest lap of this Grand Prix was held by Johnny M4 with a 1 minute 16.241.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff from Johnny there. Obviously, an extra point for the golf racing team. we take them all day.
We're just going to go on a quick pause, folks. We will get these drivers in for an interview. We'll be with you in 1 second. Okay, folks, we are back. We're just waiting for these drivers to join the commentary box. I'll just double check to see who has just come in. I think that might be, well, our race leader has come in. We'll wait for our third place man if he wants to do a driver interview. Where is he? Darkness Abyss. I'll quickly put a message out in the Discord if he wants to do one. He doesn't have to if he has got a mic. Not too sure. I'll just put a message out. Just bear with me 1 second, folks. And Nodsty's already in. Macedonian in. Just waiting for Darkness Abyss to join. We'll start off with our third place man. Nat Hammer, you were the driver of the day according to the viewers. So, yeah, you can jump in if you want to, Nat. We're just waiting for Darkness Abyss. Darkness Abyss, Darkness Abyss. Come on, mate. Come on, buddy. It's not good to be fashionably late. Oh, well, we will push on without him. Obviously, Nat Hammer, if you want to jump in the comms box, mate, and talk about your driver of the day, that is more than fine. We'll just wait for you. Wait, looks like Darkness doesn't want to have a driver interview. So we will start off with the P2 man, Macedonian, just knocking them off one by one. Another great result by you, mate, for Team Hello Kitty. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered, mate. Congratulations on a great drive.
Thanks, Gav. Yeah, the qualifying was a bit weird. I made a mistake on my last lap, and it ended up costing me a 5-place grid penalty with one of the reserve drivers. I forgot what his name was, so that was my fault. So from 9th to had to start 14th.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Very first corner, one of the Monster Energy cars ended up sort of going off track, and he blocked me to a point where after the first corner I was dead last. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Yep. Hungary's not one of my best tracks, so I've got to salvage even a couple of points.
Yeah.
So then to come all the way up to P2, I definitely didn't expect that. Yeah, I'm pretty good in the wet. A few of the boys did struggle today, but the conditions were a bit funny. It was wet, then it was just sort of muggy, and I don't know, it gets a bit confusing at times, and then Jeff throws you off, doesn't know what to do, so you sort of got to make up your own mind. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look, considering the other Hello Kitty boys didn't really go too high up the grid again, like I've said before, you got to really sort of you know, make up for lost ground for the other boys. Not entirely their fault, of course, but yeah, it's just all part of the team.
That's exactly right, mate. And, well, that's a good fistful of points for you there, mate. Of course, we are missing 2-5, so you're going to easily jump 2-5. And you will jump Nat Hammer as well, I do believe. I could be mistaken. I think where did Nat Hammer finish? I think P5.
I think he was only 2 points. I think he was only 2 points ahead of me, but I saw he did get some
4
grid
points
penalties. I think he ended up finishing about 6th or 7th or something. So
oh, there you go.
Yeah, that'll get a few extra points for me. But if Nat Hammer is watching, he did want a good battle. We always tend to come together with about 1 or 2 laps to go. So we had a good half race together, and that was actually really enjoyable. I reckon the safety car did save me. I reckon 1 more lap, you probably would have had enough DRS to get me.
Exactly right. Well, congratulations again, Macedonian, on another great result. That is Team Hello Kitty doing your thing, and great drive in tricky conditions, mate.
Beautiful. Thank you, Gav. Cheers, boys.
No worries, mate. As we move on to our race winner, well, this guy is no stranger to the top step of the podium. That is Mr. Nodsty, mate. I tell you what, stretching your legs up there, buddy. What's going on? That's great stuff by you. Congratulations on a great drive.
Oh, thank you. It was very interesting one at the start. I was struggling a lot in the wet because I had my dry setup on, because I knew it was getting dry towards the end and hopefully had the pace at the end. So I was sliding around trying to just keep the car on the track and managed to do that. And once it got dry, I got my good pace and worked out pretty well.
I've actually got to ask you something about that battle with One Slick Mofo. that was setting up to be such a juicy, great battle towards the end, and unfortunately Mofo made an error, but I tell you what, I reckon you felt him right there and thereabouts that whole journey while he was trying to hunt you down.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was really frustrating because I was so close to getting him out of my DRS so many times, and I just couldn't do it, and then he'd just stick with me, and the pressure was getting there, and then he must have been dirty air or something through that fast left-hander, and just straight into the wall. So,
yeah, well, there you go. So how many, excuse me, Nodsty, but how many wins is that for you now, mate?
I actually don't know.
Oh,
3 or 2, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, he's had that many, he's lost count, folks. Absolutely brilliant stuff from you there. And Rockstar Racing on your shoulders, my friend. Great drive in tricky conditions to all of you boys. But, of course, our race winner, that being Mr. Nodsty, Rockstar Racing. Well done.
Thank you.
As we go to the driver of the day, as voted by you, the viewers, and that is that of Nat Hammer. Congratulations on being voted the driver of the day by the viewers, mate. Absolutely phenomenal effort by yourself there, and some cracking battles throughout that whole Grand Prix, bud.
Thank you. That was a very hectic race, and congrats to Nodsty, Macedonia, and I didn't catch who was third.
Darkness Abyss, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think everybody can agree. Everybody could agree that those wet conditions was probably the hardest racing we've done in a while. You're gonna overtake someone, you don't get the grip. You're catching someone on the straight, you lose it. It was so frustrating. And I think my race only really came alive until we pitted for the slicks, and I went that extra lap to try and get in front. And I think it paid off. I followed Smakinda, and it most definitely paid off. And then once the safety car came out as well. Yeah, just a hectic race overall.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, a good fistful of points for Monster Energy. You're doing your thing there as well, and in the pots table, excuse me, you are in P2, and obviously Nodsty, the only one ahead of you. But yeah,
he's a pretty hard driver to catch.
He certainly is a hard driver to catch. We've seen a bit of a battle with you and Bozza there on that last lap where you were squeezed ever so slightly on that chicane and went straight and copped a monumental time penalty. If that is untoward by the game or whatever, with your footage, just send it into the stewards. They'll take care of it if there is anything to be...
It was a very Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen moment. Look, I saw what Bozza was doing, and I don't know if he had a moment or if he backed off, but by the time I'd looked behind to see where he wasn't there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to keep going. It would annihilate my race if I tried to get that back and lose a spot to somebody else as well.
Well, there you go, folks. That is our driver of the day of Nat Hammer. Another great result from him. Congratulations, Nat, on another great drive.
Thank you. I'll catch you guys next week.
No problems, mate. As well, folks, that is the Hungaroring here at Budapest. Done and dusted. Our race winner, Nodsty. P2 was Macedonian. P3, Darkness Abyss. What a great drive from those three lads. Great drive from the whole grid all together in tricky conditions. And we do hope you've enjoyed this one as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Pillars, are you still there, my friend? Anything to add there, mate?
No, it's a class race from all round, really. So if you're lucky DNFs, but quality race was class there. Great race to watch, be a part of.
And I think you must be downloading that. I think you must be downloading that patch update because you're very roboty.
Hang on. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll push on, Pills. We will push on, mate. That's all good there, brother. But I tell you what, that is another instalment of the Australian division done and dusted. Race day 7. That was. We are at our home country, Australia, next week, and we do hope you all can join us then. For us, for now, this is Formula 4 Racing. Goodbye.